Good afternoon from Carlisle for tonight's game between St. Augustine and Carlisle. Before we kick off tonight's game, we pause to remember September 11th, 2001. We honor the lives lost, the bravery of our first responders, and the strength that brought our country together. May their courage inspire us all, and may we never forget. We'll be back in just a minute for tonight's game between the St. Augustine Wolves and the Carlisle Indians. Don't go away.
The Northeast Texas Sports Network is dedicated on delivering the most entertaining sports broadcasts in East Texas. And if you're interested in having your next sporting event streamed live, visit us online at netsn.live.
And we are back here in Carlisle at Carlisle ISD for tonight's game between the visiting St. Augustine Wolves and the Carlisle Indians. I'm here with Jason, Ron on the camera. And Jason, welcome, man. How's it going?
Man, it's going great. Looking forward to some great football tonight.
Yeah, it's going to be a good game tonight here in Carlisle with Thursday night football. A lot of Thursday night games this season so far, and we got the captains heading out to the middle of the field. Captains for Carlisle, number 1, Antonio Ibarra. Number 11 is Xander Castleberry. We have number 21, LD Starling, and number 3, Dakota Grigsby. Who are the captains for the Wolves, Jason?
Okay, for the Wolves, you have number 4, Jalen Jackson. Number 5, Andrew Nash. Number 7 looks like not playing, not fully suited up, but a very important piece to that Wolves offense, Michael Renfro. And number 76, Matthew Laura.
So the looks like we have the tosses done, and St. Augustine won the toss. They're going to receive for the first half, and so they'll take things going here. Real quick before we get started, we're going to talk to our referees. Referee is Todd Thune. Umpire Jason Waller. Headline judge for tonight's game, John Sharp. Line judge is Michael Howard. Back judge Biff Williams. Side judge Clint Davis, and field judge Claude Brown. Jason, both these teams coming in 1-1. Carlisle lost their first game of the season to Mount Enterprise. A very tough loss for them. They led most of the game, lost in the last quarter, and then went on last week and beat Overton, a very tough team, held them to 1 touchdown. And then St. Augustine also 1-1 coming in to the season. And how's tonight's game? What do you think we're looking at here?
I think we're going to look at a kind of a back-and-forth affair. Carlisle has to control the running game of the St. Augustine Wolves. Both teams have very mobile quarterbacks. Even with Renfro out for the Wolves, I believe Cartwright, was taking some snaps pregame. So normally playing wide receiver and defensive back. So obviously some speed there. They're going to have to keep the quarterbacks between the tackles and force them to throw the ball. If it comes down to a kicking game, I've got to take the Indians on it because I've seen they have 2 separate kickers kicking 40-yard-plus field goals. Yeah,
not Westwood. St. Augustine won their first game against Beckville 19-0, but they lost last week to Westwood 42-28. So about to get this thing kicked off. And speaking of the kicking game, that's going to be number 52, Chewy Enriquez. And here's the kick, and it's up. And the fumble on the return, but he picks it up. That's going to be DeAdrian Renfro, and he's going to take it up the middle and going to be taken down after about a 15-yard gain on the return. And it looks like number 7, Juan Diaz, is going to bring him down. And that's where St. Augustine is going to take it at about the 38-yard line, just shy of the 40. To get things started here in Carlisle. It's going to be an exciting game here. Have heard a lot of talk around the fans and everybody around excited about this game.
Yeah, I heard some talk about Carlisle in particular. We're on their side of the field. So Carlisle, the game they won, they actually said they had a worse game than they had against Mount Enterprise that they lost.
Yeah, they played a great game against Mount Enterprise and just could not pull it out. First down and 10, man in motion, and a fake the handoff. And it looks like Cartwright going to bring it to the left-hand side, and he's strung down. And a good job by the defense. That's Garza. Really does a good job to stretch Cartwright to the sideline. Only a gain of 2 on that play.
Yeah, and Grigsby helped also on the tackle. Number 3, number 4. Both of them kept the outside contained, did a great job at trying to turn him back in. He had nowhere to go.
So now a 2nd down and 8. And we got some people on the chat with us tonight. We appreciate it. Mark Rodriguez, go Indians. And Mark, we're appreciating you being with us tonight. Go ahead and chat with us. Let us know where you're watching from. Andrew Nash in motion. Cartwright's back, trying to find an open receiver, and is rushed out of the pocket. Gets back to the original line of scrimmage, maybe a little bit shy. And actually, it's going to be a loss of 3. So now it's going to be 3rd down and 11, Jason.
Yeah, Ryder McCamey made that tackle. He's going to definitely call it a sack. It looks like they are 1 yard shy of the original line of scrimmage. So he's going to call it a sack. That's for sure.
Yeah, it's going to be a sack. And they lost 3 total on the play. So Cartwright just couldn't get out. He caught it from both sides from the defensive line. And good job on the defensive side. So now it's third down and long. Cartwright behind in a shotgun, or a pistol actually. Two-step drop, airs it out, and we got a little bit of contact, but the ball really, in my opinion, wasn't catchable. Dakota Grigsby on the coverage. DeAdrian Renfro was the intended receiver. Now you got fourth down, Jason.
Yeah, and I think he just got a little too much air under the ball. Receiver had a hard time trying to track it down to see which way to break on it, and that really made the ball uncatchable. The referee was right there. There was some hand checking going on, but obviously they view it as it was not a catchable ball just based on positioning.
And one of the things Grigsby did is he turned his head back to make a play on the ball, and that really takes the cake in that situation. Punt team is out. That's number 13, Cameron Kelly. Kind of a wobbly kick there. And a good hit. And not sure what Ivan Garza was thinking. He should have just kind of let it drop. He took it, and it wasn't very advisable as Jacorian Lacey introduced himself on that play.
Yeah, Jacorian definitely made himself known on that one.
And that'll bring the first offensive series for the Carlisle Indians, as their offense is going to come out.
Yeah, and Carlisle looks like I said, they too have a mobile quarterback. I believe he leads the team in rushing, but also has quite a few pass attempts. So we'll see what they do with what they go.
They're going to run it up the middle is what they're going to do, and gain a couple. I believe that was Elvis Hernandez on the run, taken down by Jacorian Lacey. And not much there. Was that Jacorian, or was that actually? I'm sorry, that was the Adrian Renfro, wasn't it? Number 2.
Number 2, yeah.
So that's going to bring up 4 wide receivers, twins on each side for Ibarra. Man in motion. That's going to be Hernandez in motion. Ibarra throws, and over the head of Hernandez. And Elvis could not get his hand on it, and Ibarra was rushed by the defense on that play.
Yeah, to Javian Burrell, number 9, he had good coverage on the play. I think realistically they needed to break that on down the field just a little bit because Burrell was just waiting on it. If that ball's down a little bit, I think that's a pick 6.
So now we're looking at third down and 7 for the Indians. Ibarra in the backfield. Man in motion is Hernandez. Hernandez goes to the left-hand side. Ibarra, two-step drop. He's hit, and he goes down, and that's going to be Andrew Nash with the sack. And a big loss by the Indians, and a great defensive matchup for the Wolves. And now both teams have their first offensive drive, and they have to punt.
Yeah, and Nash just came in and wrecked house on that one. I don't know if there was a quick route that they could have went to on that. Ibarra should have looked for that one. But this is the first drive for either team, so they're just getting used to getting some looks, seeing what they see, and I really think these next 2 drives are going to kind of dictate the game.
And the punt is blocked as Chewy can't get it out, and it's going to be number 54, Joshua Amburn. And I believe Amburn is the one who blocked it, and he went ahead and got it, and it's going to be down in within the 5-yard line. I think they're going to put it at the 4, Jason.
Yeah.
And, yeah.
Yeah, that definitely gives some life to this Wolves offense. I expect to see probably some edge runs, try to challenge the speed of the defensive ends on that Indians team.
And Chewy Enriquez could not get it out there, so now it's going to be first and goal from the 5-yard line. That's where they're going to spot it. 8:57 left here in the first quarter. And we're going to see what they can do here. And the Wolves are going to take it. First down and goal. Cartwright, hands off, up the middle. Andrew Nash trying to get it and gets stopped right at the 2-yard line. Gain of about 3 on the play.
And when you're first and goal at the 5, you'll take 3 yards every play.
3 yards at the 5 on a first and goal is it? Well, it looks like they gave him 2, but still, he really made 3. But I'm here, so
yeah,
I'm further away.
I'm going to blame the angle.
I'm going to blame the angle because we're kind of in a weird position here. Second down, goal to go from the 3-yard line. Wide receivers set out to each side. Cartwright in the backfield. Nash to his left hand, hands off to Nash, and he's going to lose yardage and come back to about the 6-yard line. So a loss of 3 on the play, and that brings up 3rd down.
Xander Castleberry crashed the backfield on that one. And I think that if you're the Indians, that's what you have to do on this. You have to crash the middle and really, really count on your defensive ends to keep inside the run, inside the tackles.
Yeah, they tried to do the same exact play as they did before, where Nash got a good 2 or 3 yards out of it, and the Indians just read that like a book. So it brings up 3rd down and goal from the 5-yard line, actually around the 6-yard line. And Cartwright in the backfield. Nash to his right. Slot receivers. And Cartwright going to roll out to his left-hand side. Trying to find a receiver. He throws it, and it's in there. Caught and can't see anything.
Looked like the referee signaled touchdown.
And they did. Touchdown, St. Augustine. I did not see a referee do anything. You did, but I did not. I looked at 3 of them that were in the end zone, and not one of them made a move. So they're going to do a swinging gate here. And we'll see what happens. Cartwright rolls out to the right-hand side, tries to get a receiver, finds one, and it's caught. 2-point conversion is good as he makes the connection to Andrew Nash. And just like that.
Was that Nash or was that Renfro?
I believe that was number 5, Andrew Nash, was it not? Was I wrong?
It looks like it was number 2, Renfro.
Oh, I'm sorry.
Yes, that was number 2.
I read that wrong, number 2. I stand or sit corrected.
I've got my glasses on.
Well, I'm sweating, so I'm just. we're in a room with no air conditioner right now. It kind of broke right when we got here. So 7:19 left in the first quarter. We're going to take a really quick break. We'll be right back. You're watching Thursday Night Football here on NETSN. Don't go anywhere. We'll be right back.
Your vehicle is one of the biggest investments you'll make, and at Fairway Ford, we're committed to keeping you on the road. Our service technicians are experts in all aspects of every vehicle we put our customers in. And with our mobile service, you can stay safely where you are. Our team comes to you to fix whatever issue you're having. Learn more and book your next appointment at fairwayfordhenderson.net.
Back at Carlisle here, St. Augustine is getting set to kick off after their touchdown and 2-point conversion. 8-0 here, 7:19 left in the first quarter. And I believe that's Jacorian Lacey. Nope, I'm sorry, that's going to be 33, isn't it?
33.
Hard to read those numbers. But right now it's Antonio Ibarra. Nope, I'm sorry, that's going to be number 7. Juan Diaz on the return gets to about the 40-yard line.
And I will say 33 is not on our roster, so forgive us for
not having that.
Not having the name.
Sometimes they change it, and in the smaller schools that happens a lot. Not a big deal. We just roll with it. If you know who number 33 is for St. Augustine, go ahead and chat with me. Let me know who it is so I can make sure that we give credit where credit is due. And here we go, Carlisle. First down, 10 to go from the 37-yard line. Ibarra in the backfield, man in motion. That's going to be Garza. That's a handoff to Elvis Hernandez. He cuts up, gets to about the 44-yard line. Tumbles down, and a good stop by the Adrian Renfro and company, but not before a good 6-yard gain, and make it 2nd down and 4 for the Indians.
Good, tough running by Elvis. I believe we talked about him some last season when I covered him, so I always remember the name Elvis.
Oh, yeah. Ibarra in the backfield, man in motion. That's going to be Garza again. Handoff, Hernandez up the middle, and flips around. Might have gotten past the line to gain, and he does. First down for the Indians, and they're about 2 yards shy of midfield. And it looks like Xander Castleberry is coming out into the field of play. It'll be first down and 10 from the 48-yard line of the Indians. Ibarra in the backfield. It's going to be Hernandez to his left. Twins right, single receiver to his left. Moving left to right on your TV screen. Elvis has the ball. Gain of about 1 yard on the play. And it's going to be Aki Watts, number 24, the junior, who comes from behind and takes Elvis down. No gain on the play, actually. They're going to mark him right at the line of scrimmage. It'll bring up second down.
Yeah, and it looked like he was waiting on something to develop, and Watts wasn't going to give him that time. So, realistically, he probably should have bounced it on outside, but it's easy to say from up here.
So Ibarra's going to keep it. He had trips receivers to the left and gains about 3, maybe 4 on the play. It looks like they're going to give him 3. Didn't really fake out the Wolves.
No, I mean, with the trips, it spread out the defense just a little bit. That's probably what got him the 3, but good job, good gap discipline by the defense, and limited the damage on that one.
Okay, somebody let us know that we'll do it after this play. Elvis Hernandez in motion. Ibarra throws it, and he gets knocked down by number 4, Jalen Jackson. Anyway, they said the San Augustine kicker is named Danny Mendoza.
Danny Mendoza, number 33.
I believe that is number 30. That was the kicker, correct? Is that what we were looking for? Is the kicker?
Who he was number 33. He was the kicker.
Okay.
And
we appreciate you, G5, on the chat. That's what we like right there. Go ahead and chat with us. Let us know when we mess up names, because sometimes that happens. Now we got a fourth down. Chewy in the backfield, and he's going to try to punt, and he gets this one away. He was blocked last time. And, that's going to be a trip up.
Number 18.
And we don't have an 18. And so if you know who number 18 was on that return, let us know.
And I know he's kicking himself because
he the turf monster got him. That's what my dad used to say. Or self-tackleization is what he used to tell me.
Yeah, he the acceleration he showed was great.
Man, he was flying too. It looked like he could have taken at least 20, 30 yards. And really and truly, if he could have broken a couple of tackles, he may have taken that all the way to the house.
Yeah, he's definitely capable. We could tell from that.
But we want to tell his name, so if you know who number 18 was, let us know. G5, you may know him. Well, you knew who Danny Mendoza was. So right now, Cartwright in the backfield, nobody with him. Twins to the right, or trips to the right. And he's going to be taken down in the backfield. That's going to be number 52, Chewy Enriquez. Big Chewy getting back there.
Yeah, it looked like a design quarterback draw, but nobody bit on that one. The whole front side of that Indian defensive line just kind of swallowed that up.
And Jamarian Davis is number 18. He's number 11 on our thing. Thank you, G5. We appreciate it.
So I'm going to make that change so I can give Jamarian his proper credit.
And Cartwright throws to the outside. That's going to be Renfro. Ball comes loose, and it's going to be picked up by Ryder McCamey. And Renfro just lost it, coughed it up on just a good little play there. And it's going to be Carlisle's ball.
And you wonder if any of those Indian hands got in there. There were 2 defenders right there with him, had him wrapped up, and I'm sure the hands were working. So,
Well, I think one of them squeezed around and just hit it.
And Renfro, and I know that frustrated Renfro, and he's an athlete, so he's going to keep that in the back of his head.
And I'm also looking, number 33 is Mendoza, 28. He's 28 on our roster, but yeah. So that's going to be, I can't see
number
who's
1.
Got it. That's Ibarra on the carry. He's going to keep it. We love being at Carlisle, but in the position we're in, it's hard. One of us can see one angle of the field, and the other can see the other. So we're trying to do the best we can in these positions. But the way we have it right now, it's going to be second down. And it looks like 10 to go. Nope, 2 to go. Throw to the outside. And it's tipped. DeMarcus Porter was on the defense.
Yeah, and there was nothing there. There were 2 defenders with number 14 over there, Joseph Mejia, and the ball was out of his reach by about 5-6 foot. So there was nothing there to begin with. The tip obviously didn't help, but.
So I believe there was a penalty on that play because they have a first down and goal from the 9-yard line.
I guess so. I didn't see it.
I didn't see it either, but they didn't catch it, and they got a first down. So Ibarra in the backfield, going to hand it off to Hernandez. Hernandez tries to find a hole and finds kind of one and drags Jalen Jackson a couple of yards forward. And does a good job to gain a few, and actually gains about 4, gets the second down and goal from the 6-yard line. Ibarra in the backfield. Looks back for the call.
One thing I want to say about this Wolves defense is right now I think they've got to get back to fundamental tackling. They're trying to put the big hits on, and the balance these Indian ball carriers are showing is that that's not going to work.
And it looks like when we have a flag on the play, and we do, it's going to be a false start on the Indian. It's going to back them up. And probably one of the big linemen moved just a tad.
Well, they got up on the line, and then they turned around to get the play afterwards. So those big linemen, man, when you stand down, there's only so long you can stay that way.
Ibarra in the backfield. Hernandez to his right, and he's going to keep it. Ibarra up the middle, finds a hole, and
about the one.
Gets to about the 1-yard line.
I'm going to say 1 foot line. That was awfully close.
He was so close. 2:43 left in the first quarter. 8-0 with the Wolves having the lead, but up the middle goes the Indians, and it's a touchdown. I didn't see who had that one. I think it was Hernandez.
No, that was Ibarra.
Ibarra kept it, and touchdown Ibarra.
Yeah, Ibarra kept it up the middle, and Hernandez came in and did kind of the tush push. So
isn't that illegal? We're not in the NFL.
So now the question is, do the Indians go for 2 or do they go for 1? It looks like they're set up to go for 1.
Well, it's still early in the game. You don't want to put yourself in too big of a hole. You keep it within 1. You keep it manageable right now. So Chewy's going to step back. He was putting on a kicking display earlier. That's going to be up, and it's in there and good. So as of now, with 2 minutes, 34 seconds left in the first quarter, your score here from Carlisle is the Wolves 8, the Indians 7. Don't go anywhere. We'll be right back.
The Friday night lights are shining, and we are teaching driving. CDL Training Academy is your resource to a better career. Come and get trained and get tested right here in Henderson, Texas. CDL Training Academy. Visit our Henderson, Texas office or online at cdllearn.com.
All right, we are back here in Carlisle. We had somebody that came on the chat, JB Prod, said, yeah, we need some new bleachers. Your stands are fine. We're just in a bad spot as far as being able to see in certain spots. It's a beautiful place. I mean, it's an older, obviously it's an older stadium.
It's an older stadium.
Because it's a small school, but
the press box is gorgeous.
It's fine.
The problem is just with the sunk back windows, there's just angles that we can't see. And obviously, the window unit being out doesn't help us right now.
And of course, me being 6'3" and 300 pounds, it doesn't do me good anyway. So they're going to do that little fake little throw up or run up, and I'm not going to kick it. I might kick it. Eventually they're going to have to kick it. But, oh well. Garcia finally, I think, is going to kick it, and he's going to skyrocket it out. And they tried to do a little funkiness.
It looked like Juan Diaz was just upset with himself. I think he thought, I should have had that one.
Yeah.
But
and good field position now for the Wolves.
in Juan's defense, he is a senior, but he's also one of the shorter ones out there. I can feel his pain. You said you were 6 whatever. I am 5 and a little. So I feel his pain.
Well, we all have what we have. And I tell you what, there's some big boys down there, though, on both sides of the ball. Let me tell you, it's going to be first down and 10 to go from the 41-yard line as Cartwright puts a man in motion, and he's going to hand it off up the middle, and he's got a wide-open run, and he's drug out of bounds, and I believe that's going to be Andrew Nash. And I thought he had green pastures, Jason.
Yeah, Grigsby got him out of bounds, but really, Ivan Garza, number 4, got him to bounce out just enough for Grigsby to get there. I really thought if he gets past Garza, I think he's running for a while, but he got him turned just enough to where Grigsby could make the play.
Cartwright, pistol position, and he's got Nash to his right. He's going to keep it, but he's going to get hit, and he breaks a couple of tackles, gets to the 50, and ball's on the ground, and the Indians are going to rush for it, and he's going to get it. I believe that's going to be number 11, Xander Castleberry. He's not letting it go. He's going to stay on the ground, and another turnover for the Indians. They're going to get it back. That's the second fumble recovery for the Indians in this quarter. 1:44 left just in the first quarter. And, yeah, we're still in the first quarter.
And Coach San Augustine is going to be talking ball control, hand discipline. That's the second turnover when they get in a crowd. And Carlisle obviously is well practiced in disrupting the ball handling of the offensive team. So that's something those Wolves are going to have to look out for in the upcoming quarter.
And I'll tell you right, Cartwright, he had it going. Here's Ibarra. He's going to keep it going to the left-hand side. He finds a hole, breaks it out, breaks a couple of tackles, gets down to, I'd say the 48-yard line. 47 is where they're going to mark in. But he did pretty much what Cartwright did, except he kept the ball and gets close to midfield and a first down.
And that is, again, what I'm talking about. The San Augustine Wolves, they're putting good hits on these Carlisle Indians, but these Indians are disciplined, and these Indians have a lot of good balanced players. So these hits aren't enough. They've got to wrap up and tackle.
So 1st and 10, Hernandez takes it to the left-hand side, tries to cut up, and gets a couple of yards. But, Jason, in my opinion, he had a hole. If he kept going and stretched it a little bit, he might have made that corner because the defensive end squared off, and he really wasn't stretching out his play. So Elvis had a whole sideline to get to and probably make about 3 or 4 more yards, if not more.
Yeah, he could have probably bounced it out, but Elvis is that bruising type of running back.
Yeah.
Ibarra is your speedster. Elvis wants to run over somebody.
And Ibarra's going to keep it and goes up the middle. I lost him up amongst all those players in there, but he squeaks out at about the 45-yard line of the Wolves, and it's going to be 3rd down and 2, and they're almost getting first down territory.
You may be in punt territory if you want to pin them back, but you probably do a lot in here. And
there's a pass, and he's got a penalty. Yeah, that's going to be Jacorian Lacey. Tried to hold his hand. And as much as, it is a pretty place out there to do some hand-holding, that's not what you do in football.
No, he got spun around. That's all that happened. He got spun around, and he knew there was no way. I really do think the pass was there.
Well, and as a coach, did you save a touchdown? Okay, we'll take the penalty.
Yeah, exactly.
It's like, what are you going to argue with here? Yeah, you don't want the penalty, and I think we have a timeout. No, we haven't into the quarter. So that's the end of the first quarter, and your score 8-7. The Wolves are up. We're going to take a short break. We'll be right back. You're watching NETSN. Don't go anywhere. We got a good one here, folks. Call your friends. We'll see you back in a minute. And we are back here in Carlisle, actually Price. That's where they call it Price. Carlisle ISD for tonight's game. Glad that you are with us. Go ahead and chat with us. Let us know where you're chatting from and who you're rooting for. We know that Mark Rodriguez is rooting for the Indians, and we're glad that all of you are with us tonight. So we're through one here. It's 8-7. The Wolves lead, but they've also turned over the ball twice, so the Indians have it. Ibarra is going to hand it off to Hernandez, who just gets his helmet taken off and kept going. So he's going to have to come out for a series.
Yeah, and he didn't want to.
No. Nope. He's mad.
He's mad, but
he knows, he understands. They all do.
Yeah, and I guarantee you, he's the type of player that if he would have been able to keep his feet, he would have still ran.
Oh, yeah.
Who was that? Daryl Johnston that did that for the Cowboys back in the
Moose.
day? The Moose.
Second down, 10 to go because they got right back up to the line of scrimmage. Clock is running. Ibarra, three-step drop, finds a receiver, and it is caught. That's going to be number 11, Xander Castleberry, and he's going to get to about the 26-yard line, and he's 3 yards shy of the line to gain. It'll be third down and 3 for the Indians.
And it was good coverage. He was a step behind. It was a crossing route, so all you can do is really react to that, but the pass was right on by Ibarra, so great job. Brings up a third and short now for the Indians.
Good design play as Castleberry does do that little drag play. Usually you don't see that much anymore because it does kind of make you vulnerable. Third down, Ibarra's going to keep it, follow his blocker, tries to get that line to gain, and I think he gained maybe 1 or 2. Depends on where they're going to spot him. And he gains maybe a yard. And it'll be 4th and 2. And I believe they're going to go for it, Jason.
Yeah, it looks like they're going for it. I don't see Chewy coming up to the backfield.
I do see Elvis Hernandez is back in the building. So he's going to head out onto the field.
And I guarantee you somewhere he's going to be involved in this play. He's either going to be the blocker for Ibarra or he's going to take the ball.
Garza to the left, Mejia to the right, and Hernandez is behind Ibarra. Ibarra's up the middle, and Hernandez is going to give a little help, and I think he's going to get into the first down territory, and he does, to the 20-yard line if that's where they're going to spot him, maybe just shy at the 21. But it is a first down.
And I wonder if Ibarra and Elvis talk about that after the game. But man,
get off my back.
you didn't have to do it that hard.
But he did. He got a first down, and you got to take the good from the bad. But it is a first down and 10 now, with 9:38 left in the first half. The Indians trying to get into that end zone to take the first lead of the ball game for Carlisle. Ibarra all alone. He's going to take 2 steps forward, and a pass is off the hands of Elvis Hernandez. Just couldn't hold on to it. He was wide open and just hit him in the wrong spot, as my coach used to tell me.
Yeah, I think he was already running towards the end zone by the time the ball touched his hands. He'd already saw where he was going with it, and he was turning to go that way, and it just came straight off.
So second down and 10 after the incompletion. Single receivers on each side. Elvis Hernandez to his right. Ibarra takes it, hands off to Hernandez. Hernandez up the middle, and he ducks his head, gains about 4 more yards after the initial hit to about the 14-yard line, and that's where they're going to spot the ball, and it'll be third down and about 3 for the Indians. 9:09 left in the first half. We got a couple of chatters. Allison Garza says, let's go Garza Twins, number 50 and number 54. Let's go Indians.
Oh, 54. Brandon Garza.
Yeah, number 50 and number 54.
Okay, there we go. I like them big guys.
Oh, yeah. So we got some communication going on the field and a nice big heft package there. Ibarra's going to keep it, go up the middle, and get to about the 10-yard line, just shy. And the first down is gained if they give him the spot that they're showing, and he does. He gets a first down as Ibarra runs that, gets it first, and I think it's going to be first and goal. Or is it going to be 1st and 10 from the 11? I think it's going to be the 11. So 1st and 10 from the 11-yard line. Kind of a weird spot, Jason, to be, because you can get to the 1-yard line and get a whole new set of downs.
Yeah, and I do want to say number 50, Brian Garza, had a nice seal block on that to allow for the first down.
Hernandez in motion. Ibarra all by himself, and he's going to try to find a hole, and he does, and breaks a tackle, gets down to about the 4-yard line. A good run. He kind of sidesteps a few and dives forward, and it's 2nd down and 3 from the 4-yard line.
Yeah, this is the side of the field that I can't see a whole lot of. So I'm kind of I'm kind of leaning forward, but I'm trying not to get in your way also.
So no huddle. And they're looking. We got MVE Greasy says, let's go Carlisle. We talked to him last time we played. And then G5 says, stop them Wolves. And G5 is our resident name giver. Handoff to Hernandez up the middle. He breaks a couple of tackles into the end zone. Touchdown! Indians. And he didn't even go down. He just kind of bounced off and said, huh? Kind of shook it off. And that's a touchdown for the Indians with 7:24 left in the first half.
Yeah, and this is where St. Augustine has got to tighten up. They're down now. They're playing from behind. They've got the speed. They ain't scared to put a lick on somebody. So now they just got to maintain possession of the ball and make a statement on this next drive.
Chewy for the point after. The kick is up. The kick is good. So it is now 14-8, 7:24 left in the first half. We'll be right back. You're watching Thursday Night Football here on NETSN. A great game here in Carlisle. Don't go anywhere. Grab some popcorn and some friends. We'll be right back. Welcome back, everybody, to Carlisle. You got the fans going here. Stick around at halftime for the bands. Last time we were here last week, and I'm not hopefully not jinxing myself. We had a nice little, or I think it was last week? It was 2 weeks ago. And the week 1 had a little light show where the lights went out. That was the night that the lights went out in Carlisle. But it was a great game against Mount Enterprise.
And the bands were still doing a great job, even by flashlight.
By flashlight, the fans came out and did a little rock concert type of thing. Got the flashlights out. And here comes the kick. It's going to be up and short. And it's on the ground. And it looks like the Indians are going to get it. And they do. Trying to see who's got it. I think that's number 6, Rhett Haney. And so once again, that's turnover number 3 for the Wolves.
Yeah, and right now when it rains, it pours. I guarantee you there's nothing more that St. Augustine team wants than to get that offense on the field and try to make a statement drive. But their defense is getting worn down with the 3rd turnover in 3 possessions, if I'm not mistaken.
So with 7:19 left in the first half, and after the turnover on the return, the Indians have the ball on the 41-yard line of St. Augustine. So they're doing pretty good here. Ibarra in the backfield, 2-step drop, and he's going to keep it, tuck it. He's going to try to run, but he's hit. The ball comes loose, and I believe that's going to be picked up by the Indians. And Ibarra is, I think, going to get it back himself.
Yeah, that was a lucky bounce.
And I actually thought that, and we don't have 55. So G5, I don't know who number 55 is, but I thought he got it. Yeah,
he was close.
But Ibarra got it back. Going to be 2nd down and 1. Second down and 11.
Now we anxiously watch the chat for
G5.
G5.
6:38 left in the first half. Ibarra back with Hernandez to his right. Twins on each side. Throw to the outside. That's going to be number 9, McCamey. And he's going to fight for a couple of yards. He's going to gain maybe 2. Maybe 1 1/4, but they're going to give him 2.
Yeah, it looked like Jamarian Davis had a great open field tackle on that. I really thought that was going to get a little more, but Davis with the great tackle for the Wolves.
And we have a Mark Rodriguez on our chat that says, go Mark, number 66. And that's Mark Alfaro, number 66.
Love the big guys.
And then Ricky Bean says, what time is it on the game clock? 5:52 and counting. And we're trying to do our best to keep that. And so Ibarra with the throw has a wide open receiver. That's going to be Dakota Grigsby with the catch at a first down to about the 25-yard line.
Yeah, and there were 4 Wolves in that area, but he settled down right in that zone where they just split it, and it was a perfect throw, perfect location for the pass, and not much you can do if you're the St. Augustine Wolves on that one.
And wide open, a very good job by the Indians, and now they're just getting down the field. 5:20 left and counting. Clock is rolling. And so now to see what they're doing. Man in motion. Ibarra, hands off. That's going to be Hernandez to the left-hand side. Breaks a couple of tackles. He's down to the 10. Gets down to about the 7-yard line. I think they're going to put him at, let's see. They're going to put him at the 8-yard line. That's where they're going to spot it. He rolled to the 7.
Yeah, Jalen Jackson saved a touchdown on that one for the Wolves.
Oh, we stumped him. We stumped G5. He goes, I'm stumped. I don't know who 55 is. Well, we appreciate you anyway. Barra's going to take it to the left-hand side. He's going to follow his big man, and he's going to get to the end zone. I have not seen anything yet, and I think he's actually going to get down to about the 1-yard line. They're going to spot him and say his knee hit at the 1. I thought he had it. Oh, there's a penalty on the defense, and it's a touchdown. So he did get in, but the penalty, that's why they didn't call it. And let me tell you something. And if I am correct, he followed one of his big men in. And I can't remember, I can't see who it was. I believe it was number 52.
That'd be Chewy.
I believe it was Chewy.
He does more than just kick.
I thought it was 55, but I couldn't tell.
So now we got a different kicker coming up who is also hitting from 40 yards out. That's Ivan Garza lining up to kick with number 14, Joseph Mejia holding.
Kick is up. And the kick is good. So just like that, the Carlisle Indians back up, or still on top, 21-8, 4:41 left in the first half. We'll be right back.
We would like to thank Christine Vasquez, CPA, PLLC, the official accountant of NETSN.
Have you sustained a bone, joint, work, or sports injury? Problems with mobility or movement? Suffer with pain? Contact Azalea Orthopedics. Our specialists serve patients across East Texas. For proven, trusted medical care, you have a choice. Demand Azalea.
Welcome back. And we got a great game here tonight. And 21-8 is your score. Carlisle with the lead. We're going to give you some scores across the area here over the next few minutes until the end of the half. We'll do that here in a minute.
I would not want to be on the Wolves bus if they give up another turnover in this game.
Wouldn't want to be in halftime. I wouldn't want to be in that locker room.
Already. I don't want to be in that locker room, but.
So here's the kick. Let's see if they try it again, Jason. They got the turnover earlier.
It's done a little pooch kick.
Yeah. Kevin on the chat says SA might lose this one, but there's a lot of game left. There's a little bit different of a pooch kick. And a fair catch was called for by the Wolves.
Like number 6, J.J. Burrell.
Yeah, Kevin, I agree. Kevin wrote but we'll see because I've seen some comebacks before, and Jason and I have as well. And everybody has. I think if you watch football long enough, if you played football before, you have seen comebacks.
Yeah, how many watched that Carolina game the other night?
Yeah.
Was it Carolina?
I don't know. I have not watched a pro game yet because I've been doing this, and then I have a 3-year-old. Yeah. Not much time to do much else, but we'll see what happens now. Cartwright and the Wolves going to try to get things going. 4:40 left in the first half. Trying to bring the Indians off sides, and kind of worked, but didn't. As a center, I'd have snapped the ball. I played center when we were always taught in a flag. I think that's going to be delay a game. You got that big clock down there in the end zone that went to goose egg, and they're going to back them up.
Definitely not the direction you want to go if you're a Wolves fan.
So we are not the only game going on tonight here on NETSN, nor in East Texas. Cartwright has the ball, rolls to the left-hand side. It's a sprint, gets around the corner, gets past the line of scrimmage into about the 46-yard line. Gain of 4, and a good sprint.
Yeah, Nash had a great ceiling block. Looked like the end over there already had him kind of bounced up, but he was fighting him across his body, and Nash came in and did a good seal. Let Cartwright get around the corner, gain 4.
Going to be 2nd down and 6. 4:10 left in the first half. One of the games going on at Jack Murphy Stadium in Gladewater. West Rusk is there. And Gladewater's up 8-0 right now. And a little pitch, and it's going to go behind. It's picked up, and it's on the ground, and I believe it's going to go to the Indians. And that was just a mistake, not only to miss the pitch, but to not go after it. And I'm not sure if he knew, I think it was Carrick Burrell, if he knew he had to go after it.
Yeah, I just don't know if he knew the ball was coming. I think it was a little early for him. In his mind, it was a little early for the pitch. But the quarterback was fixing to take a hit one way or the other.
And that is a turnover number 4 just in the first half for St. Augustine.
Definitely don't want to be in that locker room.
And that's without interceptions. That's all fumbles for the Wolves, and that's just that's definitely going to be a discussion there with 3:50 left in the first half. 21-8, Carlisle has the ball in Wolves territory at about the 32-yard line. It's going to be handoff to Hernandez. He does get hit in the backfield, tries to get out of there, and he's bent. Oh, ow. That hurts me. He was kind of bent all backwards. And that was number 55. We don't know his name. And number 2, DeAdrian Renfro. We're still trying to get number 55. I'm hoping Mr. G5 on our chat is doing his investigative work for us. Just kidding. You did a great job for us.
Yeah, you helped more than just us because our PA announcers in the booth, in the booth next to us, the stadium PA announcers actually have commented that they were very appreciative.
All our people on our chat are good people. They help us out a lot. It's going to be 2nd down and 12 after the loss. And Ibarra's going to take it up the left-hand side. Tries to find a hole. Yes, I can talk, I promise. And I believe he's going to be brought down by number 18. Is that correct?
Yeah, that was Jamarian Davis brought him down. Thank you, G5.
Thank you, G5. You wrote that down. I didn't write that down. Will you write that down on mine?
I will write that down.
And I believe a timeout is called for. And we're going to take a break on the timeout. They're going to take a timeout. We're going to take a timeout. Don't go anywhere. If you need to go to the restroom, though, you can go real quick. But we'll be right back. And we'll see you in a minute.
The Friday night lights are shining, and we are teaching driving. CDL Training Academy is your resource to a better career. Come and get trained and get tested right here in Henderson, Texas. CDL Training Academy. Visit our Henderson, Texas office or online at cdllearn.com.
All right, we got dual help on the chat, and it looks like between G5 and Cami Vibes, we have sussed out who is number 55. Number 55 is Jadavian Garner.
Yeah, now we will probably say J.D. Garner, because that's what is listed on the roster is J.D.
Yes.
Garner.
So number 55 is actually number 53 on our roster, but J.D. Garner is number 55. So we will henceforth be calling number 55 J.D. Garner. Ibarra throws to the outside, and it gets rushed, but makes a good throw, but only gets back to the line of scrimmage, and it's going to be 4th down, and a timeout is called.
Great job by Carrick Burrell to disrupt that play. Ibarra had nowhere to go with that. He had to go his short route, which didn't do the job for it. But without him back there, you can't give Ibarra that time. So good job by number 12, Carrick Burrell.
And with that timeout, 2:36 left in 2:43, left in the first half. And we do appreciate, and we like all of the people on our chat to let us know what's going on in your world, who you are rooting for. I know a lot of you are rooting for the Indians, and there's quite a few going for St. Augustine, and we love to hear that. But also tell us where you're chatting from. We actually had somebody a couple weeks ago. I think it was last week. I was in Mount Enterprise, and somebody was watching the game from New York State, or northern New York State, and that was kind of cool. We had one year, I think last year, Jason, we had a baseball guy watching us baseball from San Francisco.
Yeah, I had one in football last year when I was calling a Brook Hill game that was from New Zealand.
Yeah, I think so
they would stay up till like 3 in the morning to watch the high school football because their kid was a transfer student over at the Brook Hill School.
So here we have a 4th down, 2:43 left in the first half. Ibarra in the backfield, twins on either side.
There.
With a, I can't tell who's in the backfield. I think it's going to be Armstrong. And Ibarra trying to throw, has a wide open receiver, and it's out of his hands. Oh!
Yeah.
And the catch, I'm sorry.
No, I was just saying I couldn't see it. So,
well, the catch was there, and he dove for the ball. Couldn't see who was the intended receiver. I'm trying to see because he's in that corner of no man's land that I can't see. But it was a beautiful dive for a catch, and it just wasn't able to get it. And unfortunately, that's going to be a turnover on downs for the Indians, and the Wolves are going to come out and have 2 minutes and 34 seconds to get in the end zone with one timeout left in the half. So there's a pass to the outside. That's Renfro. He's going to break a couple of tackles and try to break a couple more. He's dragging. The ball's out, and it's picked up by the Indians. And the official call is yes. The Indians get it again, and Renfro once again loses the football.
Well, I'm going to give that to Juan Diaz. This was right in front of us, so I'm watching Renfro fight for yards, and number 7, Juan Diaz, is just pulling at that football and eventually did get it out, hit the ground, and obviously a turnover.
Well, we have an injured player. Sorry, Jay. We have an injured player, so we're going to go on a break real quick. We will be right back, and right after these messages and see how this player is doing. We'll be right back. And we are back. Renfro was the injured player. He did get up and get off the field on his own accord. So, he limped a little bit, but I think he's going to be okay. Handoff from, oh, no, he took it up the middle. There's a flag down on the play, but it is in secondary territory, and I think that's going to come back.
No.
Oh, it's on the defense.
Too many men on the field.
Okay. Well, thank you for getting it. It was way on the other side of the field, so that's a good one. The penalty was denied. Anyway, I can't talk tonight. I'm weird. First down and 10 for the Indians. 2:12 left. I think all the sweat that I've done is just everything's gone. Up the middle, and I believe got a little face mask there.
No, I don't think he got face mask. I think he got him at the back of the jersey. It looked like, I couldn't tell you if it was 24, which was IQ Watts, or if it was 55, which is J.D. Garner. I get to call his name.
Yeah, all right.
It was one of those two. Good tackle. We're not going to let go of it.
Right. Well, we got the 2-minute warning. That's what's going on now. We got a couple of chats going on. EJ says, I'm watching from Wyoming, but my girls go to Carlisle,
wow.
so thanks for watching, EJ. And then Mark Rodriguez says, good job, Indians. We're going to do a couple of shout out to you guys. Thank you for watching. Let's see. Joaquin is up on Tenaha right now, 24-0. Let's see. Overton over Sims Bowie right now, 14-0. And we're going to try to get you some more scores here shortly, right before we toss it to the bands for halftime. So the Indians will have it. Second down and 10. 2 minutes left in the first half. And we got a dead ball. Not sure why.
There was a San Augustine player running off at the very end. But looks like we're just playing.
And G5 goes, if St. Augustine cleans up the turnovers, it might actually be a game. Don't count the Wolves out yet. Trust me, we've seen it. We don't.
Not at all.
We're not going to. We don't count anybody out. Usually until there's about 2 minutes left in the ball game, depending on the score. Ibarra back, throws out to Hernandez. Hernandez gets it, hits the sidelines, ducks, and gets out to about the 18-yard line is where they're going to mark him. And it'll be third down. But it didn't stop the clock. He stayed in bounds, so minute 41 and counting for the Indians. 21-8 is the score.
Didn't we call this game last year, St. Augustine, Carlisle?
I believe we did. I did not, but I believe I don't think you and I did, but you might have with somebody.
You might have, Brett. And all I know is St. Augustine is a very explosive team historically.
Mm-hmm.
So I wouldn't count them out for nothing.
Throw to the outside. That's going to be Joseph Mejia, and he's going to go out of bounds, and they're going to mark him at about the 3, looks like. And he's going to go out of bounds, I believe. That'll stop the clock with 1:11, so it'll be first and goal from the 3-yard line.
And there was Juan Diaz doing it again on offense. He didn't catch the ball. He made a great block, stayed with his block, sprung his receiver to run just a little bit longer.
And welcome Coach Butler.
Oh, Lord, Coach Butler.
Coach Butler checking in. He checks in every week. So we're glad you're checking in. And that was not me that said, oh, Lord, Coach Butler. That was Jason. Jason said, oh, Lord, Coach Butler.
I'm sure my son Jackson would love to talk to him some Coach Butler.
And a timeout called by Carlisle. So while they're taking a break, we'll take a short one as well. Don't go anywhere. We'll be right back on Thursday Night Football in East Texas. You're watching NETSN.
Your vehicle is one of the biggest investments you'll make, and at Fairway Ford, we're committed to keeping you on the road. Our service technicians are experts in all aspects of every vehicle we put our customers in. And with our mobile service, you can stay safely where you are. Our team comes to you to fix whatever issue you're having. Learn more and book your next appointment at fairwayfordhenderson.net.
And we are back here in Carlisle, minute 11. A minute 11 seconds left in the first half. And G5 said last year was a blowout by the Wolves. Carlisle pulled 21 points out. And we got to run up the middle. I believe the ball popped out, and I think they're going to call it a dead ball. And I believe he got to about the 1. I can't tell, though. But I'm trying to see what they're going to call. And I believe they're going to give it to Carlisle. So it was a turnover. I mean, not Carlisle, St. Augustine. So St. Augustine got a fumble recovery, and they're going to take over. First down and 10.
Yeah, and maybe that's, what they needed, for sake of St. Augustine and their mental health for the halftime talk. You would like nothing more than to see them drive down the field and get some points before the half.
Minute 5 left. G5, I'm going to finish your chat here in just a second once we get finished with this. We got first down and 10. Cartwright is going to keep the ball, try to go to the outside. He's going to break one tackle. He catches the corner. He's going to be hit out of bounds, but he gets a first down. And there's a flag for, I believe it's probably going to be a late hit, or what I call extracurricular activity. Yeah. And it's going to be on the Indians because I think he just didn't let him go. He kept going out of bounds and they both hit the fence. Yeah, but that's going to be an extra 15.
Yeah, I think he went ahead and finished the tackle when he didn't need to.
So they're going to mark off an extra 15 yards. He already had a first down, and Cartwright turned that corner and just did a great job of going to the out-of-bounds line. Excuse me. And I don't even know who the defender was.
No, I can't see out that. I couldn't see
that
far.
I didn't see that far. There were too many people in between here and there. Cartwright gets the ball. He's going to tuck it and run to the right-hand side, breaks a couple, but dives. And gain of about 5, I believe, on the play. And a timeout. I believe the final timeout is going to be called. And, timeout by the Wolves. It will be their final timeout. So I'm going to read the chat by G5. He said, last year was a blowout by the Wolves. Carlisle pulled 21 points out of the pass game in the final 4 minutes. Way different game this year. Props to Coach Baker and the Indians so far.
Yeah, like you said, I think if the Wolves can clean up the turnovers, I think they can make this back into a ball game here. Probably headed into the fourth quarter.
Well, turnovers never help.
No, they're definitely.
I mean, unless you're on the receiving end. but however, and I will say, they're not. I mean, it's only 21-8. It's only a two-score game. There's a throw to the outside that's going to be caught by number 18, Jamarian Davis, and he's going to get a first down for the Wolves. But the clock is still going to run. And there's the pass to the outside. That's going to hit the ground incomplete first. And it's going to be second down and 10, 24 seconds left in the half.
And if you notice, Carlisle is showing a lot of respect for the speed on the outside for the Wolves. They're playing off them really well. They're giving them those short passes, but they're really not wanting to get beat down the field.
So we have a guy chatting with us. He talked to us earlier. Mark Rodriguez is actually Mark Rodriguez, number 75, I'm guessing. He said, I'm number 75 for the Indians. Couldn't make it due to sickness, so he is not able to be here today. But I'm glad you're at least watching and chatting with us, and I hope you feel better, Mark.
Yeah, get better, that's for sure.
Cartwright rolls to the left-hand side, breaks a few tackles. He's going to get a good run outside on the corner, goes out of bounds at around the 36-yard line of the Indians. 14 seconds left. The clock does stop because he goes out of bounds. However, remember, the Wolves do not have any timeouts left, so they really don't have any choice. They got to go to the outside if they're going to pass, and you're really running out of time, Jason.
Yeah, I mean, Cartwright made a great decision to get out of bounds, but everything's going to have to go out right now unless it's just last option over the middle, but everybody's got to be going for that for the end zone or the out of bounds mark.
And Cartwright is being flushed out of the pocket, and it's going to be picked off. And that's
No, incomplete.
oh, it's incomplete. I thought Ivan Garza picked it off. I guess he dropped it.
Yeah, the back judge saw it hit the ground. So
Gotcha. Woo, I thought he picked that one off.
back judge Biff Williams had a good view of it. I guess he could see from behind where he dove out for it and probably saw the nose of the ball hit the ground before he got possession.
So more than likely, this will be the final play of the half. 6 seconds left. Second down. And 4 wide receivers out for the Wolves. Pistol formation. Cartwright. And a little toss to the outside. That's going to be down at, I'm not sure who it was. I believe that was number 8.
Yeah, looked like
Or number 9. Sorry, that was Burrell.
Looked like it got down to about the 20, but
clock ran out, and that's going to be the end of the first half. So your score, 21-8, as Carlisle has the lead. Coach, over at I can't think. Coach at the Wolves is not a very happy camper right now. He threw his paper down to get things going over there. So,
Coach Barnes, I believe.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And so I'm going to look here real quick. Marshawn the boy says yes. 55 is Jadavian Gardner, so that helps us out. And then read real quick. Kevin says at Mark Rodriguez, even though I go for SA, St. Augustine, I hope you get well soon. Thank you for that, Kevin. We like the camaraderie there. And then Coach Butler says, Coach Butler checking in, we play at Mineola tomorrow night. And then Mark says, thank you, Kevin. Keep the chats coming. I'm going to do a real quick check on scores before we give it up to the bands, because they are important too. I got to put that in there or my daughter will kill me. And because, intern Claire is scary.
Oh, yes.
And the first band up, I believe, is going to be the St. Augustine band. And they will take care of business. But I'm trying to see any score updates. No new score updates. So once we get those going after half, and that's when we'll come back. So enjoy the halftime show. Your score 21-8 here at the half. We'll be back after that.
As well as senior drum majors Joshua Oglesby and Jalen Cortez. The band member of the week is Janila Taylor. The section of the week are the flutes. The majorette of the week is Nevaeh Bluford. The band will begin tonight's halftime entertainment with the St. Augustine ISD Majorettes. The 2025-2026 Majorettes are Junior Head Majorette, Sanaya Gardner. Sophomore Assistant Head Majorette, Nevaeh Bluford. And Sophomore Majorette, Adeline Duarte. The Majorettes will be performing the hit song, Seven Nation Army. To continue tonight's halftime entertainment, the St. Augustine Military Marching Band will be performing a portion of the 2025 UIL Marching Contest show. Their selection includes Little Miss, Fanfare by Hawthorne, and Alamo by King. The band would like to thank the school board, administration, teachers, and parents for their continued dedication and support. Go St. Augustine Lift Band!
consecutive Class 2A military state marching champions, the Carlisle Indian Band. The Indian Band is under the leadership of drum majors Senior Abril Sines and Junior Adeline Garcia. We would now like to introduce our 2025-2026 twirl and flag lines. Our flag line, Senior Maria Villanueva, Senior Sarah E. Garza, Senior Morelli Jaime, Senior Morelli Sanchez, Junior Cindy Enriquez, Junior Jessica Hernandez, and sophomore Samantha Cardenas. Our twirling line, Senior Addison Smith, Junior Adeline Garcia, Freshman Ureli Gallegos, and Freshman Amar Villegas. Tonight, they will perform to the hit 25 or 6-4. Our twirler of the week is Ureli Gallegos, and our flag member of the week is Samantha Cardenas. The twirling and flag lines are under the direction of Miss Lainey Herring. The Indian Band will now perform a portion of their UIL contest drill, including Bellator Fanfare by Hawthorne, Kinesi by Fuchik, Ezerzog March by Comsac, and Glorious Victory by Kimball. Jackson Curry, and Alyssa Davis. The Carlisle Indian Band is under the direction of Chris Clifton. Assistant directors are Gabrielle Gidrick and Isaac Ferguson. Superintendent of Carlisle ISD is Mr. Josh Johnson. High school principal Norman Carter. Junior high principal Paul Richards. We would like to thank you for your support and attention to tonight's halftime performance.
Updates from games around the area. Shelbyville 13, Wascom 14. Blakewater 8, West Rusk 0. Joaquin 32, Tenor Hall 0. And Sims Bowie 0, Overton 20.
And we are back at Carlisle. And we had some halftime bands coming out. And Jason and I went next door to the air-conditioned room. And I got to have a little air-conditioned time.
Got to get that.
And now I've come in here and get a little bit of time going. And we have some good chat. We want to say we appreciate all of you who have gone on to chat, and we appreciate everything. And we hope that you would continue on with us. We have some scores from around the area, and one of them is Overton right now 20-0 over Sims Bowie. That is a big game right there. Overton lost to Carlisle last week, so that is a big game for them. And Joaquin is whooping up a little bit on Tenor Hall right now, 32-0 at halftime there in Tenor Hall. Gladewater West Rusk game is still 8-0. They just started the third quarter. And then Shelbyville Wascom is at halftime. Wascom up 14, Shelbyville 13.
Good game.
And so, yeah, I do not have an update on the Alto Hull DeSeta game, but when we get any updates, we will send them to you. We're about to start the second half here in Carlisle, though. That's the most important game that we're looking at right now. 21-8 is your score. Have a lot of game left, Jason. Do not count out the Wolves by any means. And there's the kick. Believe that's going to be number 7, possibly.
Yeah, yes, that is number 7.
The Juan Diaz,
And
the return guru.
and you know, St. Augustine is definitely wanting to make a statement this time. They really had some good positive yardage plays to end the first half, but just ran out of time.
Well, and when you turn over the ball 4 times, that does not help you.
Oh, and I guarantee you that meeting was not
No,
good.
that halftime was not a good halftime show inside that locker room at halftime.
I'm sure somebody probably just, let's go on and finish it off and ask for a snow cone, and that would not be a good
I don't
look.
know if they went to the coffee bar like you do. First down and 10. That's going to be handed off to Elvis Hernandez, who's going to get hit in the legs, not before gaining about 3 yards on the play, but I didn't even see who came in.
Yeah, that was 24. Aki Watts, he closed quick. It looked like a big hole for Elvis, and Watts was like, not today, and just shut it down.
Yeah, he flew in there. So that'll bring up second down, and Hernandez was going for a lot of yardage if that wouldn't have happened. Second down, 8 yards to go. Ibarra in the backfield, and he's going to hold on to the ball, and he's going to get the yardage. He has a little bit of room and gets to midfield and takes down 2 players, DeMarcus Porter, and I didn't see who the other one was.
Jamarian Davis, number 18, put a good hit on at the end. I still have a little bit of an issue with that. Not that the hit was clean. Don't get me wrong, but in this type of game, you need to wrap up.
Yeah, I agree. Trips to the left. Ibarra throws, finds a receiver. It is caught. That's Grigsby. Grigsby gets to the 35, down to the 30. He's finally taken down, but a great move. And he's trying to fight for the ball, but he's already down, and that's number 24. Aki Watts, and there go the lights, and
I blame you.
Wow. So we are in a hold pattern here, and so we're gonna just chill for a minute. This happened in week 1. The lights went down. Now these aren't like the gas lights of us, and so yeah.
Yeah, I do. I love the cell phones.
I'm sorry.
You can't see them on camera, but across the way, the St. Augustine fans, and the cheerleaders, it looks like, have a few cell phone lights up, giving us a nice little light show. Just amazing. At least the play was finished. At least it happened between plays.
Wow. I can't win for losing. I can't. Okay, so the reason I say that, I did a game in week 1 for Carlisle in Mount Enterprise, and the lights went out in the 3rd quarter.
Oh, so it wasn't even in the same stadium where the lights went out.
No, it was here.
Oh, it was here?
Yeah,
too?
it was here. And the transformer blew. It was blowing. It was like sparking all night. And, yeah, it took about 30, 45 minutes for them to come. They had to send out a guy. So, yeah, I am having a rough year. I have, yeah. Is that both? Yes, that is both home games for them, G5, that the lights have gone out. And they're going to have to, rewrite that song. That's not the light. It went out in Georgia to the lights. The lights went out in Carlisle. Wow. They're not going to let me come back and do these games because it's gone. So, yeah, I've had – so let's see. Let's talk about it. This year, my first game, 2-hour delay due to weather. Second game was here with the lights going out. Third game was Mount Enterprise, and their scoreboard went out about 3.5 hours before the game, and they had to truck one in, and it ended up being just a blowout game. And then the game after that, game number 4 last Friday, was called in the third quarter due to lightning and the storm. We had that one. We had to leave early. We were in Como-Picton, and they called the game at the end of the third quarter because lightning storm just took over the sky, and there was a huge storm coming in, and they called the game. I have yet to have a full game end on time this season, and we're in week 3. And once again, the jinx has hit. I've gone from the quiet storm, that is my nickname, to the jinx. So, yeah. I tell you what, we're going to take a quick break. We'll be right back, and hopefully we'll have some lights, and I'm going to find out some information. Don't go anywhere, I promise. If we can have football and finish it, we're going to have it here on NETSN. I am not G5, but I might be. I'll be right back. Don't go away.
The Northeast Texas Sports Network is dedicated on delivering the most entertaining sports broadcasts in East Texas. And if you're interested in having your next sporting event streamed live, visit us online at netsn.live.
Your vehicle is one of the biggest investments you'll make, and at Fairway Ford, we're committed to keeping you on the road. Our service technicians are experts in all aspects of every vehicle we put our customers in. And with our mobile service, you can stay safely where you are. Our team comes to you to fix whatever issue you're having. Learn more and book your next appointment at fairwayfordhenderson.net.
The Friday night lights are shining, and we are teaching driving. CDL Training Academy is your resource to a better career. Come and get trained and get tested right here in Henderson, Texas. CDL Training Academy. Visit our Henderson, Texas office or online at cdllearn.com.
Struggling with mobility, chronic pain, work, or sports injury? At Azalea Orthopedics, our team of highly trained physicians specialize in complete orthopedic care, pain management, sports medicine, physical medicine, and rehabilitation. If you've sustained a bone or joint injury, have mobility or movement problems, struggle with pain, contact Azalea Orthopedics. We're conveniently located across East Texas, serving 18 counties. When visiting your doctor, urgent care, or hospital, you have a choice. Demand Azalea. At Azalea Orthopedics.
This is where legends rise and moments are made.
They're still on his feet. Come on, still on his feet.
From the buzzer beaters to the game winners, we bring you the action. Raw, real, relentless. We cover every angle, every story. From the streets to the stadiums.
We're going all the way.
Your favorite athletes. Your teams.
Ford breaks the tackle. Oh my gosh.
Your passion. All in one place. New games, live shows.
Here he goes. He's got some blockers.
This is the future of sports media.
There he goes. Quick ripping in the secondary.
This isn't just a network. This is a movement.
Ooh, oh, he ran over the defender.
Welcome to NETSN Game On.
All right, ladies and gentlemen, the winner of the 50-50 pie is ticket number 9624673. 9624673.
And we are back just to give you a little update. We don't know anything yet. So the game is not over as of right now. We are in a delay. And so as soon as we hear anything or get anything, we will come on. I'll come on periodically and let you know what's going on. But as of right now, we are just in a delay. We're kind of just in a holding pattern, so to speak. And once we find out what's going on, we will let you know. So anyway, we are right in a delay, and the game is not over. But as soon as we hear anything, we will let you know. Thanks. And the Lord said, let there be light, and it was good because it's coming back on the field right now. And so we are getting back to the game shortly. I'm not sure what happened. No one has really told us what happened, Jason. Did you get any information on your walk?
They did say they didn't believe it was the transformer because there was still power to, like, the play clock, the concession stand kept power, which is very important.
Right. Well, I mean, yeah.
And the press box, of course, we had power.
Yes, we did.
So, I would think probably they have a weak breaker somewhere.
I called my wife. She said, why don't everybody just turn their flashlights on and play the game? I was like, yeah, you go to bed.
That would be entertainment.
Right. So, and no, Kevin, it's not night vision. That is hilarious, though. But no, not night vision. And you're not seeing things. The lights are coming back on. And they're having a conversation on the field. They're getting warmed up. The players getting re-warmed up. St. Augustine team is gone. They've disappeared.
They may be over there. I saw tacos. They may have found the tacos.
They found the taco truck. I guess they decided to go back to the locker room. And so I'm guessing they're going to give them about 5 minutes.
Yeah, here they
really,
come.
The lights weren't out that long, so it shouldn't, shouldn't be that big of a deal here. Yeah. But they're going to give them time to get a little bit warmed up.
Yeah, St. Augustine did go back to the locker room. They're jogging out now in the south end zone.
So we'll let them go here, let them get going. I'm going to see if I can find any kind of scores in the area. And if y'all know any scores that are going on, shoot them to me on your chat. If you have any questions or any comments, please go ahead and make them. We'd love to hear from you. We love to hear from all our people that are watching and listening. We're equal opportunity chat people here. And I agree, Kevin. A lot of people out there watching are probably thinking the same thing that you are, that hopefully St. Augustine can come back, do a comeback, and we're going to see shortly what, if any, kind of changes and adjustments were made during halftime. And like we were discussing a little bit before, Jason, the adjustments really that need to be made, in my opinion, was offensively holding on to the ball. And because they, like you said, they were moving the ball, things were going well, and so I believe that was really one of the only things that, except for the minor adjustments that need to be made, that was the big thing.
Yeah, and they know now the Indians are focusing in on that football. We talked about there at the very end, how, Juan – I done lost his name. Yeah, Juan Diaz. Juan Diaz, how he was just raking at that ball on that last fumble by Renfro, and they know it's going to happen. They know they're going after the ball, and they're like sharks on that. They're going to smell the blood, so they're going to continue to do that, try to get them down. St. Augustine's got to maintain possession and continue to drive the ball like they did in the first half.
And they have the ability, they have the athletic prowess, but Carlisle does as well, and they've proven that in this game. They have the ability to make the stops when need be, and so that's why we're doing this. These are two fantastic teams, and again, and we've said this many times, we don't have a dog in this fight. We don't represent either school, and we say this every game, mainly because we have to, but we are not a representative of either of these schools. We're just representative of the game and of NETSN. And so we just try to give the commentary the best we can and make sure that you all get the best information that you can. Now, Mark, I agree. Cannot be a replay of Mount Enterprise because for the Carlisle side, Carlisle led the entire game. And then Mount Enterprise came out of the half and just not dominated. I don't want to say dominated, but I think Carlisle just put on cruise control and really just allowed Mount Enterprise to come back, and they shouldn't have. And so I believe Carlisle probably learned from that mistake. I hope so. And we will see here in a minute.
Yeah, we're going to see exactly who learned from the mistakes of the first half or the previous games. You can't say it enough. St. Augustine just has to hang on to the ball. They've got the athletes. They've got the talent. They've just got to hang on to the ball and complete drives.
So here we go. We're about to play some football again. Thank goodness, after a little bit of a fun delay there. And it's going to be first down and 10. And Ibarra is going to take the ball, and he's going to get hit and driven backwards wrong way. But he does go backwards. J.D. Garner in on that stop, number 55. And forward progress is going to put him at a yard loss.
Yeah, Garner and Renfro both flew in there, and he was going nowhere. That was a designed run, and those two decided that wasn't going to happen on this play.
Second down and 11. 10:06 left in the third quarter. Ibarra by himself trying to find a wide-open receiver. Doesn't get one. Tucks the ball. Runs up the middle. Gain of about 5 on the play. Gets to the 25-yard line. They're actually going to mark him at the 26. And that's going to bring a third down and about, I'd say, 6 to go.
And I think on that one, he's probably going to kick himself. Elvis was open. Elvis Hernandez was in the flat open, and he probably had 5 to 6 yards himself to gather a head of steam, and that's not what St. Augustine wants to see is Elvis with a head of steam.
Ibarra by himself. We're going to have a free play if they throw the flag, and they don't. And it's bounced off of the defender into the end zone. Touchdown, Indians. And I'm trying to see who made the catch. I think it was number 14.
I believe it was number 14.
Yeah, that's Joseph Mejia. Yeah. And the defender, who was defending?
Defending was number 10, DeMarcus Porter. And you got to feel bad for him. He had the ball lined up, perfect position to make the interception, and instead the ball bounces out right into Mejia's hands.
So that's a touchdown. It was a beautiful job, little bingo job there.
But that's been the luck St. Augustine has had this game so far.
I mean, he was there on the defense. He just didn't knock it down. He knocked it up. The play's going to be called dead. And I didn't see what they called on that.
Looked like a sideline warning.
And I'm guessing so. So a sideline warning. So the looks like they're going to go for 2, Jason. Kind of a jumbo package in the backfield. And Ibarra is going to be hit. And I don't think that Jalen Jackson believed any of what the Indians were putting down.
No.
So 27-8 is your score. 9:20 left in the third quarter. We'll be right back. You're watching NETSN. Don't go away.
Your vehicle is one of the biggest investments you'll make, and at Fairway Ford, we're committed to keeping you on the road. Our service technicians are experts in all aspects of every vehicle we put our customers in. And with our mobile service, you can stay safely where you are. Our team comes to you to fix whatever issue you're having. Learn more and book your next appointment at fairwayfordhenderson.net.
And we are back. Sorry, I didn't have my thing down there. 9:20 left in the third quarter. Big play there for the Indians. And that's kind of what they wanted coming out of halftime to get on the board with that possession.
I think this one right here is going to be – this is going to determine the night for the Wolves. They have to drive the ball. They have to score. You know, I'm sure – coach is going to have plenty to say, but they've got to do that, or Coach Barnes is going to have a hard time keeping their heads up.
So they did the little run up and go whatever. They're going to kick it away this time deep, and they're going to get it into the end zone for a touchback. So a flag is down back, and it's probably going to be a little offsides. And they may have to re-kick it.
And you wonder, are they going – because they probably have been setting up the pooch kick all night. They've probably been setting that actually the long kick up. Now, here's the question. Do they go for the pooch kick now, or do they try to drive it again deep?
Well, it depends. Mainly because – I think they went deep because there was nobody back there. Pardon me.
Yeah, and you've got –
now you got somebody back there. You've got Renfro back – or Roland Renfro back there.
Yeah, Renfro's deepest. Definitely some speed up there. They still got mostly a hands unit up front. There's only a couple of lineman numbers or linebacker numbers up there. There's a couple big guys, but – for the most part, you got a hands team on the receiving team.
So we're going to see what they're going to do again, and they're going to go ahead and kick it. It's a little pooch, but I don't think it's going to go the distance.
Fair catch anyway.
And it was. Good job by number 15, Rick Hayden Davis. And that'll give the Wolves the ball in good field position, already on the other side of the field. So we're going to see what, if anything, was tweaked during halftime by the offense of the Wolves. First down, 10 to go. Cartwright throws to the outside, and it hits the ground, incomplete pass.
Yeah, and that was a good play call. That was there. The Carlisle defensive backs are giving them plenty of room.
Yeah, I was going to say they're playing a back off of them by about 8 yards.
And those little quick passes are going to work great if they can get it to them. And they're going to force Carlisle to make those open field tackles or try to turn them back into the pursuit. But that's going to come after a big game.
Man in motion, 4 wide receivers, and a handoff up the middle. That's going to go, and it gets down to the 30, and he's down the sidelines. He's into the end zone.
No laundry.
No laundry on the field. Touchdown. I believe that was number 5, Andrew Nash, but you may correct me if I'm wrong. But that's who it looked like to me. I couldn't see down the sideline.
No,
he was going so fast it was a blur.
I believe you're right.
So Andrew Nash on a 40, I believe it was a 46-yard touchdown run. And they're going to go for 2 on that nice little, oh no, they're going to go for 1 with that pretty little swing and gate motion there. Never will understand that, but that's just me. And the kick is up, and the kick is good.
And a penalty flag down.
Okie doke.
Looks like, I think somebody maybe ran into the kicker, or that's in that area. Yes.
So they're probably going to put it on the kickoff.
No, they declined.
Okay. So the score, 27-15, and 9:04 left in the third quarter. We'll be right back. Don't go anywhere.
The Friday night lights are shining, and we are teaching driving. CDL Training Academy is your resource to a better career. Come and get trained and get tested right here in Henderson, Texas. CDL Training Academy. Visit our Henderson, Texas office or online at cdllearn.com.
And we are back. And that was exactly what San Augustine needed, Jason.
Yeah, they needed that. Mendoza finished it off with the extra point, now sets up for the kickoff. But that's exactly what San Augustine needed to do. And I liked how they did it because they spread out the field, showed that they will pass the ball, but then they ended up scoring after a good long run.
So here's the kickoff. And that's going to be, that's number 3, Grigsby. And he's going to try to get to the outside. He's still on his feet. He broke a couple of tackles. And he's still going, gets to midfield. And he's held up by J.D. Garner. And he's still going by a lot of players. He pushes and pulls and scraps and runs. And gets into territory where a flag is at the 40-yard line. He does get into Wolves territory, but there is a flag on the field. Waiting on the call. And it's an offsides penalty. So they're going to mark that off, and the Indians are going to have it starting 1st and 10 in the Wolves territory at the 38-yard line. What do you think about that?
I don't think that's what you wanted if you're a Wolves fan. You had a little momentum. I don't think you wanted the Indians to get any back. You wanted to just kind of get them on their heels, and that obviously was not one of those on your heels runs.
So 1st down and 10 from the 38-yard line of the Wolves. The Indians are going to have it. Handoff Hernandez. He's going to take it to the right-hand side, finds a blocker, cuts up the field, gets a 1st down and a little bit more. He's still on his feet down to about the 21-yard line. Let's see where they mark it. They're going to say he went down at the 24, but that's enough for a 1st down for the Indians.
And, you know, I'm going to have to shout out Giovanni Garza on that one. Hit his man for the block, the initial block. His man went down. He just kept going and found somebody else. I think he found about 2 other people on that one to help lead Elvis down the field.
Well, Elvis has left the field. Armstrong is now on in his place. Ibarra in the backfield. Preston Armstrong with him. Ibarra up the middle. And gain of about 5 on the play. a good run, and they're going to call a timeout. Well, I thought referees are trying to stop the clock. And now they go. So here we go. It'll be second down and looks like 6. Ibarra in the backfield. And he's going to follow Elvis on the right-hand side. He cuts up around the corner and gain of about 5. Just shy of the line to gain. So it'll be third and about 1.
Good hard tackle. Looked like by 24 and 66.
And it's going to be a long one, but he got it. It's third down and a little over 1, but they didn't really give him much of a mark there, but we're going to see how it goes. Ibarra in the backfield, just kind of swivel step back, and he had a wide open receiver, and Ivan Garza just missed it. Kind of thrown behind him, but Ibarra did have a wide receiver open, and now it's decision time. I know to me it's 4 down territory. What do you think?
Yeah, I mean, you've got kickers, but I think they're in 4 down territory. I did notice that the referee on the far sideline indicated that the ball was tipped at the line. So that might have been the reason that the ball was a little off.
Yeah, it could have been why it was behind him. 7-12 left, and it's going to be up the middle, and we'll see where they're going to spot it. Ibarra kept it.
Looks like they spotted short.
And if it is, it's just barely short. And it is, they're going to say it's short, and it's a turnover on downs as the Indians just could not make that first down and couldn't get that yard up. And the spot, which is weird, it looks like it's right where it's supposed to be for a first down.
I think they already moved the stick.
Okay.
Yeah, because I was looking at that
okay,
too.
I was like, wait.
But I think the stick's already moved.
All right, I got you. No, yeah, they did. Okay, I was confused for just a second. 7:07 left in the third quarter. 27-15 is your score, and St. Augustine now has the ball. Cartwright, pistol position. He's going to step back, roll to his left. He has a wide open receiver down the sideline, and it's Renfro. He makes an adjustment, breaks the tackle, and steps out of bounds at about the 48-yard line.
He's mad.
Yeah.
He did not want to step out. He tried to step back just to get away from the tackle by number 3, Dakota Grigsby, but great pass, great play call by the Wolves.
Very good. They're going to spot him right at midfield. And the Wolves on the move. Their adjustment seems to have been working so far, man in motion. And a busted play, but Cartwright keeps it, runs up the middle, and has a first down and a little bit more, breaks a couple more tackles, and gets down to about the 36-yard line of the Indians. And now the Wolves back on the move.
And they're doing it different ways, and that's smart because Carlisle's not going to be able to focus in on one particular thing. It's not going to be the run up the middle. If you do that, you're going to go to the pass outside.
Cartwright looking to the left-hand side, or looking to the right-hand side. He rolls to the right, throw, and wide open receiver, number 15. And he heads down the sideline and is finally drugged down at about the 10, maybe the 9. It depends on where they put him.
Looks like about the 10.
But that was Racaden Davis is the one who made the catch. And another first down, 6:20 left in the third quarter. And once again, the Wolves knocking on the door to get into the end zone and to creep in closer to that Carlisle score.
And I noticed those Carlisle defenders are still ripping at that ball.
And they need to focus on the tackle. Throw to the out-hand side, and he's hit. An incomplete pass. He's hit right as he tries to catch, and I believe trying to see who.
Looked like Burrell. No, number 9, excuse me. That was Tajavian Burrell. So I'm assuming probably JJ's brother. But I think he either saw a lot of green that he wanted to go ahead and get to before he caught the ball, or he heard some footsteps. I'm gonna give him credit. He saw his lane he wanted to run in.
So then I'll bring up second down and goal, and a handoff to
Number 5.
That's Nash. Nash is going to head to the end zone touchdown. That's going to be a 10-yard run for Nash. And for the second time in the third quarter, the Wolves in the end zone. They're going to hurry up and get on the line. Let's see if they're going to do a little swinging gate, and they do.
Setting the tee down for the extra point.
And snap. It's down. The kick is up, and the kick is good. So, Jason, just like that, we're within one score of St. Augustine being ahead in this ballgame.
And now, we talked about it coming into the second half that St. Augustine needed to make a statement. They needed a statement drive. Now Carlisle needs it. Carlisle needs to show that they're going to drive the ball down their throat. They need to incorporate Elvis. They need to really get Ibarra mobile in the pocket and just chew away at the clock and score some points.
Well, and they obviously the adjustments that were made on the defensive side of the ball for St. Augustine are working, and so you can't keep doing what you've been doing because it's not working anymore. It worked in the first half, but it's not working now. So adjustments need to be made. Carlisle still has the ability. They still can do it, but St. Augustine obviously had it as well. This game is not even close to near over, and this is what we said when the Mount Enterprise game was done is it ain't over till it's over. And no matter what, until that fat lady sings in the end of the game, no lead is safe. There's the kick. It's going to fly, and it's going to go to Grigsby. Grigsby's going to try to hit down the sidelines, and he's going to cut up. He's going to find a lane, gets to about the 35, maybe the 36, depending on where they're going to spot it. And now the Indians are going to come on the field, and they need to keep their heads high because the game is far from over.
Yeah, they need to settle down. They need to focus and run their offense. They need to do it just like Coach has worked with them all week. Run their offense, be effective. It's St. Augustine's job to disrupt that.
And we got some chat here, and Kevin, St. Augustine is cooking. Mark, you are correct. Carlisle can still win, and Kevin, yes. The comeback is they're in comeback mode. Handoff to the right-hand side, and Garza trying to fight forward, and he fights hard for 1 yard, and it brings second down and 9.
And you got to give him credit. I expect him to get a 1 yard loss on that one. There was contact behind the line of scrimmage, but these shifty Indian ball carriers have done this all game and just doing a great job maintaining their balance and working through contact.
So handoff up the middle. I believe that's Hernandez. He finds an open hole. He's going to head to the outside. He's in midfield. He's caught. And he's brought down. He's drugged down by number 18. And that's going to be Jamarian Davis. But he gets a first down, and midfield clock is running. 4:55 left in the third quarter. And this is what gets me is it's just you get the run and then you stop. And that momentum kind of and you give the Wolves a chance to set. You give them a chance to go. On the opposite side of the ball, St. Augustine was going, and they would set up and they would go. Man in motion. That's Hernandez. Ibarra to the right-hand side. He's tripped up behind the line of scrimmage. I believe that was number 55, J.D. Garner, who tripped him up, and he didn't gain anything. He was lucky to get right back to the line of scrimmage.
And this is kind of like what we talk about, I'm going to bring it up. It's kind of like what we talk about in baseball. When they started with the, in the old days, your catcher would call your pitches, and the catcher-pitcher had their little thing. In high school baseball, a lot of times you have coaches calling pitches where they're calling out some number, and the catcher's got to look at an armband, and he relays what he wants to the pitcher. I mean, it just takes time.
Right. Second down, 10, 3:50 left, clock running. Ibarra tucks, runs, and gets smacked into And that's the Adrian Renfro introduces himself big time on that 1 yard gain by Ibarra. And wow.
Yeah, I've got to give him props on that one because I was on him a little earlier in the game, early in the first quarter, of trying to put the big hit without wrapping up. That time he did both. Put the big hit, kept his feet moving, wrapped them big arms
and
around.
Broke him and did exactly when you wrap him up like that and you hit him, and then what did he do? He broke him over and he went down. 3rd down. Looks like 8 to go. Ibarra has an open receiver and he falls. Oh. Ivan Garza falls down at about the 37-yard line, was wide open, and he just slipped, and he's just heartbroken. That just kills the drive.
4th down, you got Chewy back to punt. You know, you're still in a position where both teams have had really good field position all game, so I would still watch for the fake, but I have a feeling Carlisle's going to try to pin them back.
And here is a flag on the play, so I believe this is going to come back because I believe that St. Augustine was offsides in the neutral zone, and we're going to see if that's the case. They're going to get the ball. I mean, it's only going to be, well, actually, we'll see what it is. Let's see what it's going to be first. We're going to go to the field. Yep, it's going to be 10-yard penalty. Or is it going to be
no,
it's going to be a 5-yard penalty, yeah.
But they were calling for the offense.
They're calling for the offense, and that's going to go to be a 4th down and 2? Manageable 2?
Yeah, I mean, you're on the St. Augustine side of the 50. Why not?
Yeah.
You know, this right here could, you know, if St. Augustine gets the stop, I really think that gives them momentum.
I have a score update real quick. West Rusk up over Gladewater right now in the 4th quarter, 15-14. Big game there. And it looks like we have a timeout by St. Augustine. And so, yeah, Kevin, I agree, man. Make some popcorn because this is going to be all the way, I believe, down until the last second. 2:58 left in the 3rd quarter. Mark, I know we all have high hopes for both of these teams, or at least I do. I know you have high hopes for your team. And, yes, Kevin, I agree. This is a good game. Hey, you got some friends out there, y'all. If you're watching this, and they should be, give them a call. We're going to take a real quick break. Go to the bathroom, get on your phone, make a phone call, call your friends, because they are missing a barn burner right now. We'll be right back. You're watching great Thursday Night Football on NETSN. All right, we are back. Hope you got some popcorn. I'd like some. 4th down, 3 yards to go. And now the jumbo pack is in. I don't know if they would try to go up. They're going to fill the middle. And I tell you what, timeout is going to be called. But I was going to tell you, Carrick Burrell, number 12, he was basically on the offensive side of the line.
Yeah.
And I don't know. And this is just me. I'm going back to my old ways. As a center, they don't do it now. And I'll say, and I'll tell you why I'm saying this in a minute. When I played, they didn't have the shotgun in high school. So you always had the center or the quarterback under center. I was always taught, because I was a center up until my senior year, from 8th grade to senior year, I was always taught, you see somebody cross the line, you snap that ball. No matter when, where, whatever. The quarterback was always supposed to be ready. So if I was in that position right there and I saw that number 12 cross that line, I would have snapped that ball. But with a shotgun with a shotgun formation, that's a little bit different because if you snap that ball and that quarterback's not ready, you're wrong, or that referee doesn't see it. You got messed up play.
Potentially, you just gave them about 20 yards of field position because the ball's going backwards. Offense still on the field.
4th down, man in motion is number 9, Ryder McCamey. Oh, he tripped up. That's Ibarra. Goes up the middle. And we got some extracurriculars. Number 55, Giovanni Garza, and number 2, Renfro, having some shoving matches and some conversations.
Hey,
and emotions are going to be high with the game this close.
Yeah, but I will say this. At the end, they dapped it up.
Oh, yeah.
So
Well, I mean, you got to.
in the end, you know, everybody out here is competitors.
Oh, yeah. But they're also very well coached, and they're very respectful. And that's why at the end, the whistle blew, they stopped.
Yes.
And they went back. But they played to the whistle blew, which is what we were coached, and they're coached as well. First down and 10 as St. Augustine now has the ball back. And this is what Carlisle needs to do. It's now a defensive point for them. But St. Augustine is looking to go ahead right now. Got a little holding there. And Cartwright going down to the outside, and he's pulled down, and Ivan Garza makes the stop, and the loss on the play, Cartwright just couldn't find anybody out there, Jason.
No, and with the motion man, you saw nobody go with him, so you knew they were in a zone defense. At some point, when you see your quarterback running, you have to find the soft spot in that zone and get open, give him a target, something to do to get rid of that football.
And that's a 7-yard loss for the Wolves. And now Cartwright is in the backfield. I believe he's got Burrell with him. Man in motion is Kedrick Burrell. Handoff up the middle. And that's going to be number 5. And I'll give that Andrew Nash. And he gained of about 7, maybe 8 on the play. No, he gained more than that.
Yeah, he gained about 12 or 13.
Gained 12 or 13. Sorry, I was looking
from the original
line of scrimmage. I apologize. So a good gain there. Third down and about 3.
Long 3, short 4.
Yeah, somewhere around there. And good opportunity for both teams to get momentum. And he's hit in the backfield. Wow.
Look at him. Going to flex on that one.
That was number 10, Jaden Nardoza, a defensive end. He's a junior, and he made a heck of a stop in the backfield. Andrew Nash he barely got the handoff before he was met in the backfield. And this is 4-down territory for the Wolves because they really got to get this. 1:34 left in the third quarter.
Nardoza limping off. I guess the adrenaline wore
I got
off
it. Yeah, I wore off a little bit. And offense is still on the field. Twins to the left. Cartwright in the backfield puts a man in motion, and that's going to be he's got rushed, and he's down, and he's sacked in the backfield. That's going to be Garza. And a turnover on downs. He had a wide open receiver out here in Andrew Nash, but he couldn't get there. Garza was on him too quick.
Yeah, Garza closed quick. He came crashing in from the opposite side, and nothing he could do. He tried to get out to it. He had his man.
Yeah, and he just couldn't. And actually, it was a very smart play by not trying to throw it because you might have fumbled the ball. You might have gotten a penalty. But now that's the momentum rush, and that's the stop that Carlisle needed to stop the momentum push by the Wolves. And here is when you've got 1:14 left in the third quarter. Here is when the Indians need to turn around and get a score so they can get that cushion and kind of breathe a little bit for their perspective.
Yeah, they got that defensive stop they need. Now they need to put their foot on throat.
A little throw to the outside. That's going to be Diaz. Diaz trying to gain some yardage. Gets to about the 30-yard line. Gain of 4 on the play. 1:05 with the clock running down in the third quarter. And they go back to the line. Excuse me. Elvis Hernandez goes out in a slot receiver position.
I just like little Diaz. Diaz, he's a little scrappy little player.
Ibarra by himself in the backfield, man in motion. And Ibarra's going to get it, but he's going to get hit in the backfield. Nobody touched number 4, Jalen Jackson. And Jackson made the loss.
Yeah, Carlisle's got to change up their snap count a little bit because there were 2 of the defensive front in the backfield before the lineman ever moved.
But let me tell you something also. That was a read handoff, and Ibarra kept it. If he would have handed it off to Diaz, Diaz would have been around the side and gone. Yeah. There was a wide open field. And I don't think Ibarra, either that was a called keeper or it should have been an option give. And that's going to be the end of the third. But if he would have handed it off to Diaz, Diaz had nobody on that side, and he could have gained a first down and maybe even more. Well, with the end of 3, we're through it, 27-22. St. Augustine has made a few big scores to bring it within 1 score, but Carlisle made a big defensive stop here at the end of the third. We're heading into the 4th. We'll be right back. You're watching NETSN Thursday Night Football. Don't go anywhere.
Struggling with mobility, chronic pain, work, or sports injury? At Azalea Orthopedics, our team of highly trained physicians specialize in complete orthopedic care, pain management, sports medicine, physical medicine, and rehabilitation. If you've sustained a bone or joint injury, have mobility or movement problems, struggle with pain, contact Azalea Orthopedics. We're conveniently located across East Texas, serving 18 counties. When visiting your doctor, urgent care, or hospital, you have a choice. Demand Azalea. At Azalea Orthopedics, your health is our priority.
Your vehicle is one of the biggest investments you'll make, and at Fairway Ford, we're committed to keeping you on the road. Our service technicians are experts in all aspects of every vehicle we put our customers in. And with our mobile service, you can stay safely where you are. Our team comes to you to fix whatever issue you're having. Learn more and book your next appointment at fairwayfordhenderson.net.
And we are about to start the 4th quarter. It's going to be 3rd down and 9 from the 34-yard line. And the Indians have a big make or break here in this drive. Trips to the left, twins to the right. Ibarra by himself. Swivel step to the back. Steps forward, breaks a tackle, but does not make the pass. And I think Garza was the intended receiver. Have a man or two down. They ran into each other.
Yeah, they kind of both closed in on Ibarra, and he stepped forward, and both of them just ran into each other.
So I tell you what, during this, nope, never mind. They're getting up. I think they just kind of got what my dad called the bell rung. My brother called it that too. I used to get my bell rung all the time, trying to go in. That's what you get for leading head first sometimes.
Yeah, Joshua Hambum and J.D. Garner both walking off under their own power.
But I'm glad to see that as well. And it looks like Chewy's
back.
The Chewster is heading out there. He is an all-purpose player for Carlisle. I love watching him in the pregame. He gets out there and just launches those field goals. There's the snap. Here's the kick. And it's up and takes a St. Augustine bounce and then kind of dies. And so a good spot for Carlisle. And it pins the Wolves back at about the 6-yard line, I believe.
Yeah, it looks like right at the 6-yard line.
And that's where the Wolves are going to start. Not really where you want to start, but you have an entire field to go and an entire quarter to make it in. And you're you're a touchdown away from taking the lead, basically. So it can happen, and you just got to stay calm, stay cool, stay collected. But if you're Carlisle, you're still coming off the momentum of that stop that you made down here at the end of the third.
Yeah, and, it can definitely happen. You see what happened coming out for the second half. So it can happen, but Carlisle knows, too, they can make the stop. So we'll see who gets ahead of this one.
And Carlisle gets hit, and he takes a step forward, but he is hit by a big nasty. I don't know who hit him. I'm trying to see.
Looks like big number 50.
And that's going to be Brian Garza.
That's one of the
Garzas.
Twins.
And he's going to get in there and make himself known.
One of the Garza brothers.
And that's a loss. That's a loss on the play of 1. So it'll be 2nd down and 11 with the ball on now the 5-yard line. So Cartwright back. Man in motion. Cartwright comes to the right-hand side, tries to break the corner, and he breaks a tackle, breaks another tackle. He gets about to the 15-yard line, 1st down for the Wolves gets out of the scary position of having the end zone right at your back. And just like that, the Wolves in a better position at about the, 14-yard line?
It looks like about the 18.
Okay. I can't tell from this position. I'm trying to.
Yeah, it looks like they're about the 18-yard line.
Okay.
Great cutback.
Oh, it was a beautiful cutback. Yeah.
Yeah, I thought they had him probably about 5 yards shorter than that, but.
And I'm going to do my best, ladies and gentlemen, to give you the clock time as best I can through the fourth quarter, because as close as this is, I know that is important. And, Jason, I tell you what, if you'll help me with that, with calling a little bit, I'm going to put it on the scoreboard here on the screen and try to keep it with myself for the fans. I don't normally do that, but I'm going to do my best. So just bear with me.
Yeah.
And so when the next time the clock stops, I'll set our clock and put it on the board for you nice folks. Pass to the outside, and hey, look, the clock's going to stop.
There we go. With 9 minutes and 46 seconds left in the fourth quarter.
And so we're going to do a little producing here. And so I'm going to do everything I can to make sure the clock is as close to what it's supposed to be here. So that's going to bring a 3rd down and 10 now for the Wolves. And they're going to come to and he's going to roll to the right-hand side. He's hit. Left-hand side, excuse me. He's chased down.
Alexander Castleberry chased him down.
And that's a loss on the play by a lot. So you lose about 7 yards, I believe, on the play. And that's going to bring up a 4th down and a punt unit by the Wolves.
Yeah, and they're just trading blows back and forth. He had somebody open in the second level on that play, but he just couldn't get his hips turned enough. He tried to get outside just a little more and didn't work out for him.
And the kick is up and takes a good bounce for the Indians, and they're going to get it in Wolves territory, Jason.
Yeah, they're getting it in really good field position. This one is going to be – now I'm going to go the other way with it. This is going to be a must-stop drive for St. Augustine. They do not want Carlisle to make it more than a one-score game.
Right. Yeah, I mean, a score with this – I mean, there is 9 minutes left in the ballgame, but Carlisle scores, you're putting yourself in a more precarious position.
Yeah, you narrow your playbook just a little bit.
Yeah. You're forcing your hand. 1st and 10. Ibarra keeps the ball, hits to the right-hand side, gets maybe 1 on the play.
Yeah, that was a good job to gain the 1. And like I said, I'm gonna call out the good, especially when I see it. Renfro there had a chance to really kind of take his head off, but he didn't. He was already going down at that point, and all Renfro did was just stop his momentum forward. He kind of pulled back on it. So good job, good sportsmanship, good coaching.
Ibarra in the backfield, trips to the left, single receiver to the right, blitz on the outside. Ibarra steps up, gets past the 35, 30. He's down to the 20, 25, 10. Sorry, down to the 5-yard line.
Got drugged down by Andrew Nash. Flag on the play.
And where is it? Is it back at the end of the play?
I can't I never saw it. I heard them say it in the other room, and referees are discussing it right now.
So there is a flag down on the play.
Holding, offense. Or, excuse me, face mask. Or, no, holding. It was holding.
So it looks like it's going to be holding on the offense, and that's going to bring him back. But it might be that's a Okay.
I want to say it was holding down the field.
Downfield, like in a,
during the run. So I believe it was it was a spot foul.
Okay. Well, we're all confused, but 7:57 left, and a pass to the outside. It's going to be an incomplete pass.
Great job by Jacorian Lacey. Close quick. Receiver ball hits. As soon as the receiver touched the ball, Lacey's there to jar it loose.
So 2nd down and 10 to go. 7:52 left in the ball game. And it looks like they might be bringing a blitz off the left-hand side because, nope, they're not going to. They're going to put Hernandez up the middle. So that'll bring up 3rd down for the Indians.
And, they're obviously already in field goal range. They have not kicked a field goal this game other than extra points, but they've got 2 kickers that can nail it from right there already. So I don't think you do anything crazy on this one. If you get the first down, great. But if not, I would go for 3. You still make it a 2-score game.
Ibarra's going to keep it, head to the left, finds a hole up the middle, and he's going to rush it. Almost gets just shy of the line to gain, excuse me.
So let's see what they do now.
So that's going to bring up 4th down and short. Actually, yeah, it looks like a long yard, maybe 2. 4th and 2. I thought he was closer than that, but.
Well, Chewy is out there, but Chewy is on the line, so they are going for it.
So they got that jumbo going. They're going to push. Ibarra gets hit, and he's diving, trying to get in, and I don't think he's going to get it.
He's close.
And let's see where they're going to spot him. And it looks like they may measure. I have not seen a call yet. And it looks like it's going to be a turnover on downs as he is going to be short. So a 1st down for the Wolves with 6:35 left in the ball game.
And, I still have, I know they make money. They get paid to do this. But I still question why you don't kick that.
Well,
I mean,
yeah.
If not, the best they can do on a touchdown is tie it at that point. If you've got that extra 3 points.
So here we go, 1st and 10 from the 8-yard line. And Cartwright's going to roll to the outside. He's taken down. He's hit in the backfield, breaks the tackle, but he's taken down at about the 5-yard line. It looks like a loss on the play. He's going to lose 2 yards. And the clock's going to keep running. So it'll be 2nd down and about 12 to go. Cartwright takes it. Handoff. And it's going to be, can't tell who that is.
That's number 5.
That's going to be Nash. Nash is going to take it out for a 1st down at about the, about the 25-yard line?
Right at just shy of the 25-yard line, about the 24 and a half. They got the nose on the 24.
So 1st down and 10 at the 24-yard line. And the Wolves pushing down the field.
Nothing like adding a little stress to the broadcast. Wow.
Run up the middle.
That was a good, strong run. What I was saying wow about is I don't see how he got the handoff.
Right.
That was a quick, Nash was already on top of him by the time he took the ball it was barely there. So great job.
5-yard gain. Second down. Cartwright. Pistol formation. Man in motion. And handoff to number 12. He's hit in the backfield, but he breaks the tackle. And Burrell breaks a huge hit in the backfield by Chase Rowland and gains a first down and more for the Wolves.
Yeah, and they're lining up really quick. They're keeping the pressure on and not giving them a chance to take that break.
And there's a pass to the outside. It's caught. And it's going to be in bounds, and the clock's still going to run just shy of the first down marker. Going to be a 9-yard gain.
Looks like we're Caden Davis.
Yeah. So second down and 1. Clock still running. Cartwright. Back in the pistol formation. Nash to his left, fakes the handoff, runs up the middle, got a wide open field, and he's taken down in Indian territory at about the 28-yard line. I believe that's where they're going to try to spot it, maybe the 27.
Yeah, LD Starling saved a touchdown on that one.
So a first down and 10, spotted at the 28-yard line. And the Wolves on the move. And a timeout called by, I believe
it was St. Augustine.
St. Augustine. 3:50 left in the ball game. St. Augustine on the move. And we're going to take a break. Whew, I got to take a breather. I'll be right back. You're watching a great game here in Carlisle. Don't go anywhere.
The Friday night lights are shining, and we are teaching driving. CDL Training Academy is your resource to a better career. Come and get trained and get tested right here in Henderson, Texas. CDL Training Academy. Visit our Henderson, Texas office or online at cdllearn.com.
And we are back. Whew, great game here in Carlisle, 27-22. St. Augustine is down, but they are moving the ball. They're in Indian territory. And Cartwright going to keep the ball, going to go to the left-hand side, and he is being chased. And I think he lost a shoe or something. But he makes loss on the play. I think he lost about, 7-8 yards?
Yeah, he lost at least 6 to 7 yards. Little misdirection. They had two pulling guards going out to the right, and he peeled off to the left. Carlisle did not bite, and because of that, now we're looking at second and long.
And there's a throw to the outside by Cartwright, and it's going to be incomplete. And I think was it tipped?
If it wasn't, it was just not a good throw. That route was there. He gets that out. He's gaining at least what they lost back, plus probably a little. They're still playing way off those Wolves receivers. And now Carlisle calls a timeout. Or excuse me,
no, that's St. Augustine again.
St. Augustine again.
On a timeout. And you got a third down here, Jason. So, I mean, this is a non-question of a 4-down territory with 3 minutes left. And you just used up your second timeout. You have one left plus the 2-minute warning. So, do you go for a run? Do you go? I mean, here, you got two plays here to make it 16 yards. Look like. What do you do?
I'm going slants through the middle. With the speed on those receivers, I'm going to give them a chance to see if they can find some open ground once they catch. Give them a chance. They're athletic. They can run. and they can put some distance quick. Worst case scenario, you gain 7-8 yards, you've still fourth down regardless, but you've still got a lot more open to call for fourth down.
Do you cushion back if you're on the defense? If you're the Indians, do you cushion, give them 2 or 3 or 5 yards on the slant routes like that?
Well, they are.
Cartwright back, he slips, and he's hit. The ball's on the ground, but it is picked up by number 54, Joshua Amburn, and I believe
Castleberry, number 11.
I was going to say Castleberry was in on that, and now you have a fourth down and Tyler to go.
Yeah, I don't think they haven't had the long pass all night as far as through the air.
They had one on the outside earlier in the half, this half, that was a huge one on that far side, but I don't know if they're going to get burned. Look at the cornerbacks are back and giving a huge cushion. So we can see Cartwright back, got a little pressure, moves to the left. Ball is up. It's on, and it is incomplete pass, no laundry, and he threw it into big coverage, and it really was kind of a very kind of a nonchalant lob of a pass, in my opinion. What about you?
Yeah, I think you had two receivers breaking to the same area. I think that made it a little too crowded. I think you wanted to get isolation, get one-on-one. St. Augustine has the advantage of the height on the outside. I think I would have tried to use that, and just, if nothing else, if you don't trust your quarterback's arm enough to zip one in, make it a ball where it's up for grabs.
Yeah. And now you have a first down and 10, 2 minutes and 12 seconds left, and that's going to be Hernandez to the right-hand side. And right now, if you're Carlisle, you run the play clock down as far as you can. There's a timeout. Oh, no, that's a 2-minute warning. Pardon me. So 2-minute warning by new rule this year. Not going to tell you what I think. I say it every week, but I'm not going to do it, even though I'm right. So while they take their really quick break, we're going to take a really quick break. We'll be back for one heck of a game and going to see how it goes. When we get back, it'll be second down and 9 for Carlisle. Big game here. 27-22. A lot of game left, really. It's going to be interesting right down to the end. Don't go anywhere.
Your vehicle is one of the biggest investments you'll make, and at Fairway Ford, we're committed to keeping you on the road. Our service technicians are experts in all aspects of every vehicle we put our customers in. And with our mobile service, you can stay safely where you are. Our team comes.
Okay, we are back. Second down, 9 to go. Ibarra in the backfield. Snap. Ibarra's going to take it. Follow behind Hernandez, and he's going to be hit. Gain of about 2 on the play. And I believe that's going to be a timeout.
Yeah, St. Augustine.
And that's going to be their final timeout of the ball game. And so that's going to be very interesting for the remainder of the ball game to see now what St. Augustine is going to be able to do. And it's make or break really for Carlisle here, because they're going to have to make that first down.
Yeah, they need to make that first down. If they make that first down, the
game's over. Yeah.
If St. Augustine can make the stop, obviously Carlisle's going to try to get that clock as long as they can, run as much off, but you're still giving St. Augustine some time to potentially do some damage.
And looking at the chat here, it says, let's see here. Let's go. Carlisle might win it tonight. And that's the game. Won't be likely. St. Augustine tried to do the comeback. Yes, Kevin, they did. And we talked about that at halftime, that St. Augustine had the ability. Both of these teams are fantastic teams. Mark Rodriguez says good game on both sides. You are correct. Here we go. It's going to be third down and a run up the middle. And he only got about a yard on the play, so that's going to bring up 4th down by, well, I don't even think they gave him a yard. So it's going to be 4th down and 5, maybe 6. Yeah, going to be 4th down and 5, looks like, for the Indians. They're going to run it down probably all the way, run the play clock down all the way to the final and probably call a timeout. That's what I would do.
Yeah. Chewy's going out there. He's not in that much of a hurry.
I don't know how much time's on. We got 20 seconds left and 1:17 left on the game clock with 14 seconds left on the. So, yeah, you're going to run that down. And where's your – I don't know why. Run a – they need to call a timeout. And a flag on the play. Let's see what this is. I think the coach.
False start.
Oh, no. I know that coach over there is in his ear and must have seen. I didn't see it, but, I mean, that doesn't mean it didn't happen.
Yeah, I don't know if somebody was flinching or what, but that not only backs him up, gives St. Augustine potentially a little better field position, but it also stopped the clock. And
the referee is actually waiting for an explanation. I don't think he – yeah. Now they got it. Now it's 4th down and 10. And waiting to see what's going on here. Indians back to the line of scrimmage. And honestly, to tell you, Jason, there's still a lot of time on the clock, even though they don't have it. And here's the snap. There's the kick. It's going to go end over end, right into the hands of number 18. He's going to head to the sidelines. He has wide open lane, and he's hit out of bounds in Indian territory.
And that was Chewy that knocked him out.
But that was number 18, Jamarian Davis, I believe, on the return. And this game is not over yet, y'all.
No, not at all. I mean, you saw that acceleration speed. We talked about that earlier in the game when he kind of had the turf monster get him.
Yeah.
While he was accelerating. That time he got his full acceleration and did a lot of damage on that return. Now, what, you're 1st and 10 at the
30-yard line, 31.
31 with still 50 seconds left on the clock.
Right, so you're in Indian territory, 1st down. You have the speed, you have the ability. It is not over yet. Here we go. Pass is incomplete.
Looks like it got batted down. Couldn't tell if that was number 50. Looked like he got a paw on it.
And a timeout called by the Indians. And that was their final timeout. So neither team has a timeout. It'll be 2nd down and 10 when we come out of the timeout. And we're going to take a 27-second timeout with them. We'll be right back. So while we were away, the referees threw a flag in their little powwow that they did and called illegal substitution on the Indians and gave so it was a 5-yard penalty. And I guess, I don't know why it went back to a 1st down, but it is. Cartwright with the throw, and the ball is lobbed. It's going to be way out of bounds. And that's going to run time off the clock.
Yeah, Cartwright ended up on his back. Number 10, Jaden Nardoza, introduced himself again.
So now 2nd down and 5 after the weird call. Cartwright in the backfield. Throws to the outside. Has the receiver. He open and he's hit right as he catches the ball. And he better back up. You don't want to do that. You don't want to stand over. Grigsby with the with the defensive play, a gain of 3, and it gets it down to 3rd down and 2 on the play.
Yeah, you don't want a taunting penalty.
You don't want a taunting penalty. 17 seconds left. There's a throw to the outside. Renfro with the catch. He's hit, and he's going to go down to the 15-yard line. They better do something because the clock is running, and they've got to get to the line. 8 seconds, and there's 8 seconds on the clock.
6.
5, 4 seconds, 3. Cartwright back. The ball is in the air, and out of bounds, incomplete, and that's the ball game. Your final score right at the end of the ball game. Woo! Wow. 22-27, Carlisle pulls off the win, but St. Augustine made them work for it.
Yeah, they definitely made them work for it. Nobody gave up. Great game by both teams. This is what high school football is all about right here.
Wow. And really on that play over there, they just couldn't get back to the line of scrimmage to really set anything up that they needed. And Renfro was wide open, or not wide open. Renfro was there. Cartwright just lobbed it too far, and it just went too out of play. Just couldn't do what they wanted to do. Great game, everybody. That was a fantastic game by both teams. Played extremely hard, played their hearts out. Unfortunately for St. Augustine, after 3 weeks, they go to 1-2. Carlisle moves to 2-1, and they're 1 week away from district starting. So next week I think is regular, and then I think district is a week or two away. But a great game by both. Jason, do you have anything you want to end it with here?
No, not really. I mean, the game spoke for itself. Great job by the Wolves. Great job by the Indians. Obviously, both teams have some stuff they need to clean up. St. Augustine has to clean up the turnovers. A lot of Indian points off of those turnovers. Carlisle just basically has to shore up some of their looks. I think they need to spread out the field a little more. They need to mix up the playbook just a little bit. But overall, great game by both teams, and I think it builds up good for district for both of them.
I agree. Well, I'll tell you what, that's going to be it for us here in Carlisle. I am out of breath. I am tired, man. And we got another game. I got another game tomorrow night.
I do.
You and I too. But we're heading to Palestine. Hey, y'all, do not forget, like and subscribe on our YouTube page and NETSN. Don't miss a minute of East Texas athletics. Football, basketball, baseball, softball, whatever. We have it. Got a lot of games going on this weekend and throughout. We have about 100 football games this football season, not including the playoffs that we will be carrying here as well for some teams. And so don't miss out anything. And also, we have an app. Yes, we have an app. It's a NETSN app. So go to the app stores, Google Play or the App Store for Apple, and get the app for your phone. You can get a pick'em. You can do pick'ems. You can find scores throughout East Texas, and a lot of fun stuff on there. And also find our games and watch them live as well.
They can beat me on the pick'ems because I have been horrible this year.
And also, don't forget, you can also go back and watch games. All the games that we do they stay on our YouTube page. You can go back and watch games that you may have missed. You can go back and watch games that you watched and you just want to relive the moments. So they are on there. I don't think we ever take them off their stuff from like 5 years ago that we had. So anyway, we are thankful that you all watched. We're thankful for all the ones who chatted with us. We do appreciate you guys and gals that are with us tonight. Anyway, for Jason, I'm Keith. Ron on the camera and everybody else in the NETSN family. And for Carlisle and St. Augustine ISDs, we appreciate you for letting us do this. Be safe out there. Have a great Friday and a wonderful weekend. We'll see you next time on NETSN.